Well, I hear me now. That one named false words are spoken. Cause don't you look at children, you know what I do? It's a little youth them at that school. Them try to control the little youth them first. And like Babylon do, you know. Them try to control the school them first. But you see the Rasta man them now, I go try to get to the school. Rastafari, say, aye, 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 aye. Wee, 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 wee. False words are spoken. We twist it all. Ease up. Stop, Bob. Good tune. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. False words are spoken. We twist it all. The truth has mistaken. Lies are told to the young, from country to country, city to city. They try to do us harm, but they can't stop Jaja's storm. Stand firm with your pride, with nothing to hide. Our aim, our destiny is to be free. Talk them a talk, I run up them mouth. Babylon say you must change your route. Talk them a talk, run up them mouth. Lucifer say you must change your route. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. For the hungry man food is the blessing of Jah Jah. For the man who hungers for the truth, Jah Jah is the only food. From east, west, north and south, Babylon say you must change your route. Talk them a talk, I run up them mouth. Babylon say you must change your route. Talk them a talk, I run up them mouth. Lucifer say you must change your route. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. Wee, 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 wee. Aye. They're wasting their time. Make them want them, I go stay behind. Watching people's business and feed them wanna spoil. Talk them a talk, I run up them mouth. Babylon say you must change your route. Talk them a talk, I run up them mouth. Lucifer say you must change your route. Rastafari, see? Raymond, it nice and easy, see? Yeah, man.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and our program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Gaucher, radio play-by-play voice of the Boston Bruins, and you're listening to Falcon Hockey, brought to you by the Bowling Green Radio Sports Organization, right here on 88.1 FM WBGU.
Crosby with the shot, and he fills it. Martin on the backhand, he scores. Another shot, and he scores. Gustav Stjernberg, Brody Waters tips it in for the Bowling Green goal. Back over the middle to the inside. What a save from Cole Moore. Oh, a mid-ice hit from Gustav Stjernberg, forcing the puck free. Brody Waters hat trick.
I don't believe it. The champagne is flowing in Bowling Green.
Welcome back to St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network here calling this game, which is, if like last night, sure to be a very exciting one between the Tommies of St. Thomas and the Falcons of Bowling Green. Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. For all BGSU sports news, updates, and other content, go to bgfalconmedia.com. BG_FMSN on Twitter, and for video content, go to our BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, where we post a lot of our video features, highlight packages, and rebroadcasts, as we did of last night's game, and we will of this game today right now. Before we get started, I should mention that women's basketball got a win over St. Bonaventure earlier today. Men's basketball is currently playing against Michigan State up in the Breslin Center, or I guess from where I am, down in the Breslin Center at Michigan State and East Lansing, Michigan. Volleyball is also playing their game right now. They are up 1-0, leading 12-6 in the second set over Ohio. If they win the match, they win the MAC championship of the regular season and get a first seed and a home MAC championship tournament in the Stroh Center next week, and I will be on the call with Chaz McNeil for that. Very exciting stuff coming out of Bowling Green. And then here we have what is sure to be a fantastic game between the Falcons and the Tommies. But before we talk about this game, let's walk through what we saw yesterday. It was an exhilarating game, to say the least. Bowling Green took an overtime win in shootout form. They outplayed St. Thomas just by a little bit, just edged out the Tommies just a bit. The Falcons are now 2-0-1 in the CCHA. St. Thomas is 1-2-2. They've played more games, but they've only won one. They've played some tough opponents too: Minnesota State, Augustana, now Bowling Green, who's kind of solidified itself as that upper echelon of CCHA opponents with that shootout win. Yesterday, they played to a T with St. Thomas, 2-2 going into the 3-man, 5-minute overtime. No scores in that overtime, although there was a couple of good chances for both sides, and it went to a shootout. And then it's a 3-round shootout, and in the 5th round of the shootout, Jack Blake, who actually made his first lineup appearance of the season, ended up beating Jake Seibel, the goaltender for St. Thomas, winning the shootout for the Falcons, giving them that extra point. They're up to 8 points in the CCHA. St. Thomas is only up to 5 in their 5 games played. The Falcons have only gained 3. So that weekend series against St. Thomas is a huge one. This is an even bigger one. If they can get 3 points today, they'll be up to 11, one of the leaders in the CCHA, as they sit in 3rd place right now. The scoring from yesterday, Matthew Gleason for St. Thomas led off scoring in the first period. 3:30 into the first period, he had his first goal. Cooper Gay followed him in the second period for St. Thomas. Just 57 seconds into the second period, those are the only 2 goals for St. Thomas on the game. As far as Bowling Green scoring goes, Brett Foe had a penalty shot in the 15th minute of the first period. He got fouled by, I believe it was Lucas Wallen, and instead of taking the man advantage, the Falcons decided, hey, we're going to leave Brett Foe for a one-on-one with Seibel, and Brett Foe ended up beating him. Very clutch form, tied the game up at 1 with that Matthew Gleason goal. And then in the 3rd period, with the Falcons down 2-1, Breck McKinley on a power play in the 3rd period, 11 minutes, 18 seconds in. He scored what I believe is his first goal of the season. I'm going to check on that right now. It is his first goal of the season, his 2nd total point. So Breck McKinley was able to tie the game up, force the overtime, and then the rest, as I described, is history. Jack Blake with the overtime winner. The only defenseman to take a shootout attempt, it was Jack Blake. He was essentially 0 to hero, not even in the lineup. In his first game in the lineup, he ended up winning it in shootout for the Falcons. Bowling Green, as I mentioned, is up to 3rd in CCHA in points percentage, which is how the CCHA is doing their standings this year, with Augustana not playing the same amount of games as the rest of the CCHA. So points percentage, they have 8 points in 3 games. That's in .889 points percentage, which is 3rd in the CCHA. St. Thomas is down to 7th place, .333, 5 points in 5 games for St. Thomas. So they've had a little bit of a rough start to the season, but when you look at their opponents, Minnesota State, we know, is a powerhouse in the CCHA. Augustana is a great addition to the CCHA. That's 4 of the games this season. And then the 5th one in the CCHA being Bowling Green in a tight one yesterday. St. Thomas not able to come away with the win. There was some pretty solid outings from both goaltenders yesterday. Cole Moore, 26 saves, 2 goals allowed. He was 4 for 5 in the shootout, gave up only 1, but Brody Waters ended up having his back and shot his in just a few moments later and sending it to extras, the 4th and the 5th round that Jack Blake inevitably put the game away. He advances to 5-3-1 on the season, which happens to be the Falcons' record. So I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say that Cole Moore is going to be the starter for the Falcons today. Jake Seibel yesterday as well. I don't predict that he's going to get the start. I think it's going to be Aaron Trotter, the other goaltender for St. Thomas, but he had 31 saves, 2 goals allowed yesterday. Pretty good day for him. He's been hit or miss, either a 1-goal game or a 5+ goal game this season, and in his 4 appearances, he had a 2-goal game yesterday, so kind of split the middle. If you only allow 2 goals, you expect your team could come away with the win. St. Thomas just not able to do so. He was a little bit rough on one-on-one situations. He was only 3 for 5 in the shootout, let up the 1 to Waters, and then the winner to Jack Blake. And then there was a penalty shot earlier in the game, as I mentioned, from Brett Foe, and Brett Foe beat him quite handily on that as well. So he was essentially 3 for 6 on one-on-one attempts. He was beaten 3 times, Waters, Blake, and Foe on that penalty shot. Seibel remains winless on the season. 3 games with 2 goals or less for Seibel, and yet none of them St. Thomas has been able to give him enough goal support. As well, on the defensive side, they really protected their goalies well, especially the Falcons. Bowling Green blocked 12 shots. More players on the Bowling Green's roster had blocks than players that didn't have blocks. That's how much the Falcons were getting on their knee, especially at shots from the point, doing a great job of not even letting the puck get to Cole Moore. That's why 26 saves is a little bit on the lower end for Cole Moore's general game-to-game statistics. Part of what contributed to a successful penalty kill as well. The Falcons killed off 4 of the 5 penalties in yesterday's game. Did a fantastic job on the penalty kill, not allowing St. Thomas to get a lot of opportunities. Looking for them to continue that trend into today's game. We'll talk about the PK and the power play a little bit right now. There was 29 minutes total of penalty yesterday, 12 minors and 1 major assessed to Jake Ratzloff, who is not in the lineup today, defenseman for St. Thomas. 12 minors, 1 major penalty. On average, Bowling Green and St. Thomas have 11 penalties and 27 minutes. You could expect that they'd have 11 penalties and 27 penalty minutes per game. So a little bit above average in the amount of penalties yesterday. We'll probably see a little bit lower amount of penalties today. Maybe both teams trying to clean up their act a little bit, but we shall see. It played a huge part in yesterday's game. Bowling Green was 1 for 5 in their power plays. A 5-minute major in the 3rd period the Falcons scored on. That was the Breck McKinley goal. They're up to .237 on the power play conversion percentage, which is 2nd in the CCHA this season. One was, although the power plays that they had, one of them was 5 seconds, another one was 18 seconds. So technically they were 1 for 5. Realistically, they were 1 for 3. Pretty darn good percentage from the Falcons on the power play yesterday. St. Thomas was 1 for 5 as well. They scored one with in the second. They scored with 2 seconds left on Eric Parker's penalty, hanging over from the 1st period into the 2nd period. That was the 57 seconds into the 2nd period, and a hit from behind penalty by Eric Parker. They are up to .139 on the power play percentage, which is 6th in the CCHA. So a little bit of room for improvement for St. Thomas on the power play so far this year. Another one of their power plays yesterday was on a 5-second, so essentially 1 for 4 yesterday on the power play were the Tommies. On the power play, both teams held possession a lot of the time. Not many icings or stoppages for either side. They didn't take many shots. They were very deliberate with their passing and their execution. They were really trying to get a good chance in there. Both teams were. I would expect that we're going to see a little bit more shots on goal volume coming into this power play today. Maybe both teams making some adjustments on the offensive end, trying to convert a little bit more of those power play opportunities should it get to a high penalty increased game. On the PK, the Falcons and the Tommies played very conservative. They just took up space and prevented passing lanes into the slot, and they did a very good job. Not a lot of passes into the slot. They were content with the other team just holding onto the puck, kind of passing it around, as I said, being deliberate with it. They were allowing the other team to do that, just not letting them get off high percentage shots, which is proved to be very effective yesterday for the Falcons and the Tommies, and especially that Bowling Green blocking and dump outs. A lot of dump outs from St. Thomas and a lot of turnovers on the boards did a good job for them. The blocks for the Falcons, 12 blocks in a game, you already know that that's a huge wall for the Falcons up front and preventing the puck to get to Cole Moore in the net for Bowling Green. Let's talk about some goals for Bowling Green coming into this game and some adjustments they need to make from yesterday's game. Turn up the offense is the main one. They have to get the puck down in the slot and down deep. St. Thomas did a very good job of keeping the Falcons away from in front of the blue paint. Brody Waters, as we know, had that hat trick because he was camped out in front of that blue paint, waiting to shovel in some rebounds and shovel in some passes, standing there right in front of the goaltender. They weren't able to execute that a whole lot yesterday. They had some streaks down ice, but that's not where they excel. They excel on that down deep shot volume kind of offense. So getting the puck into the slot, down deep in front of the blue paint, good things always happen when you put it right on top of the goalie. Also, don't just possess it, push it. They did a great job with that yesterday. A couple of breakaways, none of them landed, but you're making St. Thomas run the ice a lot more than they normally would. And they're a big team, not the fastest team. So as much as you can make them run, you definitely should, and use your skates to get around them as much as possible. Emphasize on those breakaways as well. I know Ryan O'Hara had 2 breakaways. Brett Foe had 1 that he was penalized on and ended up taking the penalty shot. But you have to capitalize on those once in a while. Not a whole lot. The Falcons have had one-on-one situations and they fill it. I don't believe there's been any this year just by my eye test. So looking to putting goals on those breakaways like you were able to do pretty darn well in the one-on-one situations yesterday in the shootout and Brett Foe in the penalty. On the other side, playing without the puck, you got to win the face-off battle, so you are playing with the puck. They did a good job of that yesterday. They were leading in face-offs by 8 at one point. St. Thomas kind of climbed back into the lead with a couple of Falcon penalties, and St. Thomas won some face-offs in there as well, and then Bowling Green climbed back up top and ended up leading by 4 at the end. You need to make sure that you keep the puck out of the Tommy forward stick. Their forwards are the strongest part of their team, especially that first line of Cooper Gay and Matthew Gleason has been killing the Falcons over the last year or so. And then Liam Malmquist, Lucas Wallen, and Ryan O'Neill, probably the production line for St. Thomas. Very disgustingly good forwards. Keeping the puck out of their hands is always going to be a good thing. And then the penalty battle, as I mentioned, it was a huge factor in yesterday's game. If Bowling Green can get penalized, less than St. Thomas, you have that man advantage for more than St. Thomas does. Only good things can happen when your guys are on the floor, or on the ice, I should say, more than St. Thomas. So those are the goals for Bowling Green in this game. From the Falcon Media Sports Network perspective, we're going to slide over into our Pick the Stick challenge for today. If you don't know what that is, four Falcon Media Sports Network members choose their Pick the Stick. It's essentially you choose a player that you think is going to have a good game offensively. You get 1 point for a goal, half a point for an assist. Each of the 4 people chooses a player, and if those players score points, then you accrue points and you get wins on the season. Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz are production and sports directors for Falcon Media Sports Network, are both tied at 1 win apiece. Lucas Kleinmeyer's selection today is Ryan O'Hara. He's got 6 assists on the season, which is one of the leaders in the CCHA. It is the leader of Bowling Green. He's thinking that he's going to get a goal today. He isn't doing it because he gets a lot of assists. He chose Ryan O'Hara because he thinks he's going to get a goal. We're getting into that realm of saying that he's due. Lucas Kleinmeyer thinks he's due. His selection is Ryan O'Hara. Tyler Kavlitz chose Dalton Norris, which is a guy that I've gone to quite a bit in my Pick the Stick this season. He hasn't really been that present offensively. 1 goal, 3 assists for 4 total points. But he is an offensive bomb waiting to go off. He takes a wicked slap shot, especially on power plays. It's where he gets a lot of his goals. So Dalton Norris, a very good pick from Tyler Kavlitz, our production director of the Falcon Media Sports Network. Caden Knapp, who called a women's basketball game with Lucas Kleinmeyer earlier today, the victory for Bowling Green over St. Bonaventure. He called the game against the Bonnies, did a fantastic job. Caden chose Brody Waters today, the leading goal scorer for the Falcons. 6 goals, 1 assist for 7 total points on the season. Thinks he's going to get another goal today, and I really like that pick because I think Bowling Green's going to try and work that puck in deep today, and Brody Waters excels at the shovel in front of the net. If you needed to make a comparison, compare him to Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers, kind of playing that job of sitting in front of the goalie, and when he's not pushed out, he's going to fill it off of the pass. And some beautiful stuff from Brody Waters we've seen this year, especially on that hat-trick game, second game against Ferris State. Caden Knapp looking for Brody Waters to get on the board today. And for my pick, I'm going to go a little bit unconventional with my pick today. I'm going to go Ethan Scardina. The captain only has a goal and an assist this season for 2 total points, but he is a decently high-scoring forward. He's more defensive, but he causes a lot of turnovers. I think he's going to turn it into a breakaway today. My pick is Ethan Scardina for this game. So I'll run you through our picks once again for the pick to stick. Lucas Kleinmeyer chose Ryan O'Hara. Tyler Kavalis chose Dalton Norris. Caden Knapp chose Brody Waters, and I chose Ethan Scardina. So with that, we will step aside just for a few minutes while here in St. Thomas Ice Arena, they will do the starting lineups and the national anthem. We'll bring you back in a few minutes. You are listening to Bowling Green Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. At Children International, we know that the journey to end poverty for good begins first with a child. It starts with their first checkup, lesson, opportunity, job. That journey takes commitment from people like you and me to end poverty for good. Learn more at children.org.
This is Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Wearing a safety belt is the easiest thing you can do to protect yourself, your family, and your friends. That is why the Ohio State Highway Patrol encourages all motorists to buckle up. This is Trooper Will Richardson of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Bowling Green Post. Since 2017, 60% of people killed on Ohio roadways were not wearing a safety belt. It's simple. Safety belts save lives and reduce injuries and crashes. Remember, buckle up every trip, every time.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Laura Mahoney from BGSU Women's Soccer Team, and my Falcon 4 favorite summer activities are going to the pool with my friends and spending time with them, cookouts because I get to spend time with my family, tanning because it's relaxing and it's out in the sun, and getting ice cream because everybody loves ice cream.
This hour of programming on WBGU is brought to you by Bowling Green State University, a public university founded in 1910. It aspires to be a premier learning community and a national model for developing individuals, shaping the future, discovery, collaboration, and personal growth.
de chez moi.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. At Children International, we know that the journey to end poverty for good begins first with a child. It starts with their first checkup, lesson, opportunity, job. That journey takes commitment from people like you and me to end poverty for good. Learn more at children.org.
Hi, I'm Taylor Green, and I'm a defender on the BGSU women's soccer team. And the 4 places that I want to visit are Greece, Italy, France, and Thailand, mainly just to see the different places and try different foods.
St. Thomas Ice Arena, Mendota Heights, Minnesota. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network, set to call this game between the Falcons and the St. Thomas Tommies. For all BGSU sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter. The BG Falcon Media YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to that so you get our video content, including rebroadcasts of yesterday's broadcast, games like yesterday's broadcast, today's broadcast that we are doing all season long for BGSU. Hockey will be everywhere from northern Michigan to here in Minnesota. So that's some exciting stuff. Sponsored by Rick Crow, a longtime BGSU Falcon hockey fan and listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. Thank you to you, Rick Rowe, for sponsoring our travel this season. So we have our starting lineups in for St. Thomas and Bowling Green. I'll read them up to you right now. St. Thomas, their starting first line forwards, Cooper Gay, Matthew Gleason, and Casey Leyland. Gleason and Gay have absolutely torched the Falcons in the last year. Cooper Gay up to 5 goals, 2 assists on the season. Matthew Gleason up to 4 goals and 1 assist on the season. Both of them had goals against the Falcons yesterday. Mason Pullman and Ethan Gower, the defensemen, left and right, and Aaron Trotter, the goaltender for St. Thomas, here today. On the side of the Falcons, Jackson Niedermeyer, Ethan Scardina, and Seth Fighton are the starting 3 for the Falcons. 2 grad students and a senior. A lot of veteran presence out there. Dalton Norris and Tommy Passanen, the defensive line for Bowling Green. And in net, no surprise there, it's Cole Moore, the sophomore. The faceoff is won by St. Thomas, but Niedermeyer gets in there quickly, sends it across the toenails of Aaron Trotter. It's still in the O-zone of the Falcons. Now it's intercepted by Dalton Norris, who tries to leave it back for Passanen. Gets a little bit mugged. Cooper K goes after him now. Dalton Norris recollects, pancakes it up the ice to Seth Fighton. Fighton looking to settle it down off the half wall, out toward behind the goal line. Looking over and in. Scardina going over there to help him, but it's kicked out and away. St. Thomas collects it now. Cheslock turns it back around. Now up to center ice. Casey Leyland still working it. Back into the D zone of St. Thomas. Bowling Green heads back into their own zone to collect it. Ben Wozni without a whole lot of pressure. Now there's some from Malmquist. Turns it back around. Wozni to the near side, and Breck McKinley, who had a goal in yesterday's game. Big hit from Lucas Wallen, and that'll be the first penalty of the game. And it should go, oh, I'm sorry. That is not a penalty. I wonder what the call was. They're sending it all the way back down. Possibly icing was the call, but I think it hit Lucas Wallen on the way out. Nevertheless, Lucas Wallen with a big hit near side resulted in nothing. The Falcons looking to win a faceoff in their own zone, which they were pretty good at yesterday. If you need to win faceoffs in one particular place, in your own zone's the place to do it. This one definitely won by the Falcons. It kicks up into the neutral zone. St. Thomas mishandles. Carson Peters now. Ben Duran. Ben Duran takes it over the middle, looking for a pass into the slot. Ryan O'Hara with a shot, and it goes wide left. Pressed up against the backboards. O'Hara still looking in, trying to clear it out over into the slot. It's iced down by St. Thomas. It'll be picked up by McKinley. Back in the D zone, Wozni settles it down. Pass up to Waters. Waters tips it up into the netting on accident, and it'll be a face-off in the neutral zone. 18:29 left to play in the first period. Bowling Green and St. Thomas, second of a 2-game set this weekend, the first away series of the 2024-2025 campaign for Bowling Green hockey. Ville Imonen fighting off with Sturzer in the center dot. He'll win this one. Takes it all the way back to Moore, who stifles it behind his net. Out and around, kept in by Pullman. Back to the Falcons, who try and settle it down. Out the air. Brett Foe misses this one. St. Thomas with a good opportunity. Pass in, tipped up by Cole Moore, and we're out. Not really a shot on goal, just across his nose, and he wanted to get that one out of there. Back out behind Bowling Green, Jack Blake with good stick work right there. Played outstanding defense yesterday, and then that shootout winner, just the cherry on top of a great first time in the lineup this season for Jack Blake. Gustav Stjernberg again not in the lineup, but received confirmation earlier it is not performance-based, nor is it penalty-based. So take with that what you will, but Stjernberg not in the lineup, one of the best defenders for Bowling Green. Jaden Grant up the near side. St. Thomas settles it down in the D zone. Pass back across to Foley. Foley played some really good offense defensemen yesterday. Distributed the puck very well in the power plays for St. Thomas. Grad student, only 5'10", pretty comparable to Breck McKinley of the Falcons, but a more experienced player. This one's an icing that goes against St. Thomas. It'll head back into the zone of the Tommies. Bowling Green sporting their orange helmets, brown sweater. Oh, 2 minutes for tripping against Owen Ozar. Wow, I didn't see that. They said it was an icing. Owen Ozar in the box early. Bowling Green on the penalty kill now. What an odd call. I didn't see anything, nor did I see any reaction from the crowd. Seth Fighton tips this one up after Bowling Green wins the faceoff. It's in the St. Thomas end with high pressure from Seth Fighton and Ethan Scardina. Fighton almost picked that one off. Passanen can't settle that one down. Cooper Gay near side, working behind the goal line. Back up to Fighton. Fighton into the half wall, up past the blue line. St. Thomas will have to get onside. Now Foley will take it in, disrupted by Scardina. Scardina goes for the body. Ryan O'Neill skates right by him. Malmquist along to the far side. Foley centers it up, pushed away by Emerson. This one's a shot that's caromed off of Cole Moore. O'Neill back up to the point. Foley back across to Malmquist. Malmquist looking in, back to Foley at the point. The shot in, almost tipped down but gloved by Cole Moore. Settles this one down with a minute 7 left on the penalty kill for Bowling Green. Bowling Green volleyball back in Bowling Green, Ohio, in the Stroh Center. Tied 7-7 with Ohio, but they're up 2-0. If they win the game, they are the MAC regular season champions. They get a first seed and a home MAC tournament in the Stroh Center next week. Falcon Media Sports Network will have the call for every single Bowling Green MAC tournament game. Luke Leyland working in near side, still on the power play. Our St. Thomas. Cheslock across, disrupted by Bowling Green. Dalton Norris tries to clear it out, but can't do it. Falcons have to get back into their defensive set. Now they do. Cheslock back across, working in. This one's a shot wide left from Cole Moore. Cheslock working back in. Pass over the middle. Gleason cross. Turning around is Leyland. Leyland on the near side to Luke Leyland off of Passanen's stick and up into the high glass. Back across. Falcons looking to keep it out. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for St. Thomas. Looking to clear it. He's getting bullied. Working in is Gleason off the block of Quinn Emerson. Gleason leaves it back. Quentin Pepper turning it back around into Luke Leyland. Leyland turns it in, being defended by Passanen. Passanen tips the puck away. Back out to the far side wheel. Cheslock turns it back around. Casey Leyland now. Back to Cheslock. Out of the box is Owen Ozar. Bowling Green ices it with time expiring, and BG is 1 for 1 on penalty kills in this game. 15 minutes left to play in the first period. The Falcons back to full strength. St. Thomas with all of their shots on goal during that power play, all 3 of them. Bowling Green still at 1, but they spent a lot of this game on a man disadvantage. Pepper presses up against the boards, trying to get this one out. Ryder Donovan gets put away, now leader in the CCHA in penalty minutes per game. O'Hara with a little bit of a breakaway here. He's at the near side. He's going to be the first one there. Pushed into the boards. The hand is up of the referee. So the Falcons will turn that one over to St. Thomas, and they will go on the power play. We'll see who this will be. Probably a boarding or a charging call. It's against Ethan Gower, the assistant captain, 5th year out of Farmington, Minnesota. Transfer from Bemidji State. Cross-checking is the call. So the Falcons with their first power play of this game. 14:30 left to play in the first period. Imonen for the faceoff. It is off of the faceoff and way back into the Falcon zone. Almost a pop fly off of the draw. Wozni has to collect, settle it down. Pass up to the middle to Zonka. Zonka back far side to Foe. Foe's pressed up against the boards and he loses it. Cheslock pushes it to his man, Mason Pullman. Pullman, the defenseman, trying to get it out. He can do it. And up the ice now is Liam Malmquist. Liam Malmquist to the one-on-one. Shot wide right. Malmquist with a great chance, and he can't fill it. Now the Falcons with a 4-on-2 streaking down the other way. Scardina's open wide near side. Now collapses back in. Scardina with a shot. It goes wide right. Back around at the point to Wozni. Wozni with a backhand pass in. Foe working in near side. He clears outside the blue line. Great chances for both Bowling Green and St. Thomas at the end of that play. Line change for the Falcons. They'll collect this one. Line change for St. Thomas as well. Minute 5 left in this power play. Ryan O'Hara takes it up. Pass near side to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer working it across into the slot. Another penalty to St. Thomas. The Tommy doesn't like it, but he's going to get it. Ethan Gower in the box. Now he's joined by Cage Sturzer. Something about that number 8. 18 and number 8 are in the box. This one's for tripping as Niedermeyer went throttling into that right upright of the goal. And the Falcons have such a prime opportunity. 57 seconds left in a 2-man advantage for Bowling Green. Imona and Brody Waters. And another Falcon I can't see from this range here in St. Thomas Ice Arena, Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Imonen for the draw. Wins it back. Scardina is the other forward. He clears it back out. Kept in by Norris. O'Hara playing the point, working his way in. 5-on-3 for Bowling Green. Norris in down deep. Now back up to Norris at the point. Into O'Hara. O'Hara working his way around. Shot wide right. Imonen can't keep it in the slot for the Falcons. Dalton Norris keeps it back in. Scardina back across. It hits the net. Unfortunately, and St. Thomas able to ice this one away. 30 seconds left and 5-on-3 for the Falcons. The whistle blows. Don't know what the call was. We might get another penalty. And it looks like it's going to Bowling Green. Waters skating over to the sin bin. We'll see what the call is here. For roughing. So 30 seconds left in 5-on-4, or 4-on-3, I should say, for Bowling Green, before it is back to 4-on-4 for a minute 32, I believe. I don't know. It's too much math. 25 seconds left and 4-on-3 for the Falcons. Brett Foe almost turns it over. Bowling Green gathers it again. Less than 20. O'Hara turns it back around. Now has to wait for his guys to get onside. Back pass into Brett Foe. Brett Foe with a little bit of open ice, working in. Shot wide left off the goaltender pad. That one's Trotter with a good save. Back pass into Norris. Norris centering it back up to Foe. Foe at the point. Back into Norris in the near wheel. Back to Foe. 4-on-4, even strength. Dalton Norris with a shot in is caromed off of Aaron Trotter. And another icing from St. Thomas, who I don't know if they realized that they were back to even strength and couldn't ice without a penalty. 49 seconds left. And 4-on-4 before the man for St. Thomas. It's Cage Sturzer comes out of the box. It's a 5-on-4 power play for St. Thomas. So as I predicted, penalties playing a huge part very early in this game. 12-14 left in the first period. Duran's kicked out of the wheel. Jaden Grant goes in now. 2 centermen on the ice for the Falcons. St. Thomas wins it, sets it back up in their zone. They can be patient on this because they get a man advantage in a few minutes. or a few seconds, I should say, 40 to be exact. St. Thomas finding a little bit of trouble holding out of the puck. Bowling Green's pressuring in very hard. Ben Duran back around, mugged by Cooper Gay. Gay on the near side, back to Duran. Duran's pressed into the boards. Falcons and Tommy still working to get it out. It's cleared out to Eric Parker. First time we've said his name in this broadcast. Did a pretty good job yesterday, although he did have a bad penalty. Ben Duran blows the tire out to the middle. Good play from Jaden Grant trying to get it over. And a flurry of sticks and skates. Nothing ended up going. Eric Parker with a slap shot now is blocked by Gay. Gay's with a one-on-one. St. Thomas with a prime opportunity, and he fills it, beating Cole Moore on the stick hand side. Power play goal at the 5-on-4. A beautiful shift for Cooper Gay. A blocked shot at the point turned it into a one-on-one rush with the Bowling Green netminder, and he fills it for the first goal of the game. 1-0 St. Thomas. Even strength all, 5-on-5. Back into the zone, Pullman collects. I believe it's going to be an unassisted goal on the scorecard. Lurkerberg now takes it up the near side. It was off the block, so it didn't get touched by another St. Thomas player, I don't believe. Jack Blake wings it way around to Wozni. Wozni off of the half wall into Fighton. Fighton works with Lurkerberg, but it chips into the net. It's still being worked on. Kraus into the slot. Quinn Emerson can't fill it. Now Breck McKinley with a backhand shove over to Trotter, and the puck is missing. The whistle will blow. One to nothing, St. Thomas. Cooper Gay lights the lamp. 8:36 into the first period. It is a power play goal for St. Thomas, unassisted. And Brody Waters is the victim of the bad penalty for BG, as they had a 5-on-3 before he took his. Passing and working around, shot in, saved by Trotter with a couple of men in front. Now St. Thomas working at far side. Carson Peters looking to get it out. Still can't do it. Scardina fighting for it. Gets it back around to his point man. It's McKinley. McKinley slaps it in. St. Thomas has got a man down ice but can't get it to him. Lurkerberg gets pressed up. Zonka now with the puck. Looking it in. Backshot pass is saved. Zonka working it again. Low angle shot. Almost tipped in by Scardina, but he was being held up a little bit in front of the net. Passing and takes it back into his own zone. Bowling Green will settle it down. 10 minutes left to play in the first period. Peters takes it around his net. Back up into the neutral zone. He's looking to take it all the way. Ben Duran gets in the way with his body. Gower tips it up, center ice. The Falcons collect. It's Eric Parker. Shot up and covered up by Trotter in the goal, and that'll be a face-off to his left. 9:44 left to play in the first. St. Thomas leads 1-0. We will take a step back for our media timeout. Falcons down by 1, but with a little bit of momentum going into the second half of this first period. We're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network. To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
10 minutes and 16 seconds left, or 10 minutes and 16 seconds into the first period, and Bowling Green and St. Thomas have already served out collectively 8 minutes. Most of it overlapping, but that's just how this game has gone and this series has gone. Penalties have kind of told the story, and been a lot of what's gone on offensively for both teams. Cooper Gay scoring the goal, 8:36 into this first period. A power play off of the roughing penalty from Brody Waters, unassisted. Bowling Green volleyball leading 2-0. They are down by 2, 16-14 against Ohio, a win, and they win the regular season MAC championship and have a Stroh Center MAC tournament, which would be huge. We all know the home court advantage that is for the Falcons. Cheslock's being held up, tips back around. Blake with a good shove, turns it over to his man, and Parker will settle it down in his own zone. Being pressured very hard by Leyland. O'Hara up through the zone. Good move, making it into the inside, being pressed up. Where's the hit on the boards? Waters now taking it back around to Parker. Parker at the point, shot in, saved by Trotter. Blake knocks it back into the zone, but Cheslock will leave it in for Sturzer. Sturzer pancakes it up the ice. Brasini didn't know where it was. And I think we're going to get a hand pass against Bowling Green, and that we are. 9:10 left in the first. 1-0 St. Thomas. Falcons lead in shots on goal, 6-4. They lead in total shots, 11-8, even though there's a power play in there that Cooper Gay was able to fill on the breakaway. Quentin Pepper loses the faceoff to Scardina. Falcons led the faceoff battle yesterday, 38-34. But they did surrender their lead at one point. It looked quite dire. In that department, at least. They were trailing by 9 at one point in faceoff. Breck McKinley watching his guys fight for it on the near side corner of the boards into Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with a chance and is deflected away by defenseman and Aaron Trotter himself. Slapped up the ice, goes into the bench of St. Thomas, and the referee will have to retrieve that one and throw it back in the neutral zone. Two shots on goal for Ryan O'Hara and Eric Parker, one for a couple of other Falcons. One shot on goal for a amount of St. Thomas Tommies. The shot on goal is up to 10, so I don't think here in St. Thomas Arena they had that completely up to date a moment ago when I said it was 6-4. It is now 10-4 with that extra shot on goal by Niedermeyer a second ago. .8:35 left in the first. Falcons down by 1, and I think they're going to say St. Thomas either can make a change or needs their guys back on. I believe they forced St. Thomas to get back on the ice. So face off to the right of Trotter. Won by St. Thomas, wings it back around. That'll be the 7th face-off win, evening out the face-off battle for Bowling Green and St. Thomas. It'll be an icing call and sending it all the way back. Wallen and Imonen. Wallen, a junior out of Woodbury, Minnesota. Imonen, a grad student out of Seinäjoki, Finland. Pressed down by Quinn Emerson, who tries to force that puck away. St. Thomas will come up with it, though. Clear possession, tips this one up. I think it went into the netting, and we'll have another whistle. We haven't played 10 seconds before there's been 3 whistles. Norris, Passanen, Waters, Duran, and O'Hara, the production forward line for the Falcons, with the production defensive line as well. Norris and offensive defenseman. Passanen's kind of 50-50. A little bit more defensive, I would say. Duran wins the faceoff. O'Hara possesses, loses it back to Grant Doctor, who was a scratch in yesterday's game. He relieves Cole Miller. Cole Miller and Jake Ratzlaff flip over the middle. Liam Malmquist with a slap shot, and it won't go. Colmore shut it off just in time. Doctor leaves it back in. Malmquist trying to hold on. Waters now with a little bit of steam. Leaves it up the ice into O'Neal. O'Neal with a little bit of breathing room. Cross over the middle, just long for Liam Malmquist. He was wide open. Being pushed away from the play is O'Hara. Mid-ice stop from Ben Duran. Turns the puck over to St. Thomas. Tommies get it in the zone. The Falcons chasing it. Jack Blake presses up Malmquist. Against the boards. Duran fighting out. The puck just almost grazes the rafters here in St. Thomas Ice Arena, home of St. Thomas Academy and the Tommies. Back up the ice. Zonka dumps it in. Ozar could be the first one there. He's battling with Chase Foley on the far side boards. He's in today in place of Maxwell Martin, whose name you won't hear called for being on the ice. Back in, shot over toward the slot, and Foley shuts that one down, pushes it back out toward the yellow piping here in St. Thomas Arena. Offside warning against St. Thomas. They pressure in. Cooper Gay leaving it to the Falcons. Gleason to Gay. Gay looking in. The shot goes to Moore, who just knocks it away from the play. Gay being pressed up by a couple of Falcons. Bowling Green comes up with it. Pass through the slot up into the neutral zone. Fighting off the stick way over and into the St. Thomas bench again. And with 6:35 left to play in the first period, Falcons will have a face-off neutral zone. Bowling Green men's soccer also playing in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. The game has probably just started at 7:30. If they win this game against Evansville, they win the Missouri Valley Conference Championship and get an automatic bid into the NCAA. Although I think there's a pretty good chance that they make the NCAA tournament without a win today. It's always nice when a Bowling Green team can win a championship. We could have two today, the regular season for volleyball and then the tournament for men's soccer. Over and in, Brasini leaves it out. Slap shot in is saved from Cole Moore. Taking it away is Norris. Norris up to the blue line, kept in by St. Thomas. Pass over the middle to Sturzer. Sturzer making a good move, getting it back around into the slot, and the score from Cage Sturzer. Could have been assisted on another man sliding in, but with Sturzer's reaction, I think it's going to be him. Six minutes to go in the first period. So the time of goal, 14 minutes. See where the assists were in a second. Parker and takes this face-off after one by Imonen. Back into the zone. The Falcons trail by 2. 6 minutes left in the first period. Back out to the point. Jack Blake with a slap shot is blocked. Rebound is kicked away. Ray Christie dumps it in the zone. Ryder Donovan giving chase. Jack Blake puts a big hit against the boards. Donovan looking to get it away. St. Thomas clears it pretty handily. Assist by Luke Leyland on that goal from Cage Sturzer. His first of the season, along with one assist. That's the second point. Foley at the point. Tips it back in. Imonen presses up Ryder. Donovan clears it up the ice. It'll be handled by Doctor, who calms this one down. Back into Christie. Christie can't hold on. Falcons will gain possession. McKinley up through the neutral zone, leaves it into O'Hara. O'Hara, not a clean pass, but Waters catch a hold of it anyway. Ben Duran along the near side, taking it past the goal line. Shot in, low angle. No chance for Brody Waters on the end of that play. Shot again in, off the block. Waters giving chase. Press back around. O'Hara from behind. Working in through the goal line, looking for a pass into the slot. Can't do it. McKinley reads it perfectly. Takes it back around, beats Malmquist. Back out to Duran. Duran with a shot, and Ben Duran from the point narrows it down to one goal. 4:36 left in the first period. Ben Duran with his second goal of the season, 5th total point. Fantastic shot from Ben Duran. Mirror image of Breck McKinley's shot yesterday in the third period. This one comes in the first. Limits the lead down to 1 for St. Thomas. Passing in after the one face-off, clears all the way down. Icing is the call, and they'll head back down in the St. Thomas end. Still a lot of time left in this first period, 4:30. Still no word on the Apples for the goal by Ben Duran. Now we have it, Breck McKinley and Ryan O'Hara. O'Hara up to 7 assists on the season. Breck McKinley, that's his second point of the weekend with his goal yesterday. 15:24 at the time of that goal. Emerson digs it off. Gay looking in, looks for a pass, but passing in, slaps his stick, gets it out of the way. Trying to clear it outside the blue zone, kept in by St. Thomas. Back around behind the blue line. Gay still working for it deep. He's pressed up by Norris. Skating in is Leyland, who clears it back out of the zone to Pullman. Pullman out toward Moore. Moore will let it go and let his defenseman catch it up. Imonen up into the neutral zone, wears a hit, gets it up into the zone. St. Thomas settles it down. Back into their D zone, up to Luke Leyland. Leyland can't hold on, but he touches it, avoids the icing. It's into call. Oh, he didn't avoid the icing. They'll stop play, send it back into the O zone of the Falcons. Bender ran the goal at 15:24. Assisted by Ryan O'Hara, his 7th, and Breck McKinley, his 2nd. Preceded by Cage Sturzer's first goal of the season and Cooper Gay's 6th goal of the season. And that's how we got to this 2-1 score with 3:30 left to play in the first. St. Thomas leads the faceoff battle 12-8 over Bowling Green, but the Falcons lead the shot on goal battle 12-8 and total shot 16-14. At a much higher level of offense in the game. We had a 2-2 score yesterday. We already have a 2-1 in its first period. Odd man rush, shot in, is saved by Cole Moore. Ray Christie took it almost coast to coast, but a little bit too much to ask for. He was being pushed away with a backhand shot. Cole Moore had a beat on that one and shut it down. So it's a talking point the entire year. We'll continue talking about it. Dalton Norris, we've talked about being an offensive defenseman, hasn't really found that offensive stride yet. Ryan O'Hara has found a different offensive stride than we were predicting. He had he was the leader in goals last season for the Falcons, even though he didn't play the second third of the season, I would say, about the second third of the season. And he hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's got 7 assists, and it doesn't matter who scores them as long as they're getting scored. Chipped up, neutral zone. St. Thomas back into the O zone with the Falcons collect. Up the ice, beautiful pass into Scardino, who leaves it in the zone for a line change, fighting, giving pressure just so the Falcons can get on and off. Norris to O'Hara. O'Hara with a little bit of pressure. A hit from Wallen. Back around, St. Thomas keeps it in, near side to Pullman. Pullman looking in, back behind the goal line. O'Neal tries to get it around. Duran working, Malmquist back out to the far side point. In, back behind Cole Moore, he lets it fly. O'Hara working Neal's side, pass across by O'Neal, but no white jersey there. Waters up, pass into the neutral zone, intercepted by Liam Malmquist. Back to O'Neal, near side, he's got a 2-on-2 save by Cole Moore. Malmquist went in there for the rebound, but just a little bit late. Waters takes it up the far side boards. Ben Duran over to Waters again, and Waters just dumps it in the zone for a shift for the Falcons. Malmquist off. He'll go for another shift with a couple of fellow Tommies. Up the ice, chip in by Foe to Emerson as well. Gleason off his body, back into the D zone of the Falcons. The whistle blows, and I think we might get a hand pass on St. Thomas. $1:35 left to play in the first. 2-1 St. Thomas over Bowling Green in the second of a 2-game set here in St. Thomas Ice Arena, Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Grant, Lurkeberg, and Ozar, the forward line for Bowling Green right now. The defensemen, Breck McKinley and Ben Wozni, who's been kind of a crew the last couple games. Solid defensively, solid offensive chances, especially from McKinley. Referees will demand that St. Thomas gets their proper personnel back on the ice. Now they set for the faceoff. Grant for it with Gleason. Won by Gleason, although it went to the side of the Falcons. Taking it up through the middle is Casey Leyland. Over the middle to, Cooper Gay had a chance and a half, and he missed the goal. Foley with another slap shot. Gay could have knocked that one in. Ben Wozni pressing in. You know, there's something about Cooper Gay. He just has Bowling Green's number. Lurkeberg wears a hit. Ozar giving a forecheck. Leyland lays it in. Gay giving chase. Norris back to Passanen. Gay gets deked, hits the boards instead of Lurkeberg. Back into the zone. Gower off the high wall, back across. Almost kept in by the Falcons, but a good play by Lurkeberg to pass this one up to Passanen. Passanen rings it back around. Cage Sturzer. Back end, Bowling Green in the slot. Seth fighting with a chance, and Trotter knocks it into the netting with 40 seconds left in the first period. If you're keeping track of Bowling Green volleyball, the Ohio Bobcats took a set. We're on to the fourth set. The Falcons lead 2-1. And again, a win for the Falcons as a regular season MAC championship. And they get a home MAC tournament. That's what's on the line for the Falcons. Over to men's soccer. There's 4 minutes, 36 seconds into the first half. Still no score against Evansville. Again, that's for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship and an NCAA bid. Falcons working it around into the slot. And Chase Foley gets on his knee to keep that one away. Gloved by Duran. Duran wears a big hit. Parker clacks it up. O'Hara giving chase. Parker calling that there's a defensive breakdown. Parker shuts it off. Hits more of the referee than he does the puck. Pass in, kept up by the Falcons. Off the skate, and Bowling Green will settle it down in their D zone and head out of this one with a one-score deficit. Trotter holds on to this as time expires. First period comes to a close. 2 for St. Thomas, 1 for Bowling Green. We'll unpack it in a few moments at the Rick Crow First Intermission Report. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The BGSU men's and women's cross-country teams head to Norton, Ohio for the NCAA Great Lakes Regional on Friday, November 15th. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
The Western Scrub Jay. I was taking my science class on a virtual reality bird-watching expedition. All of a sudden, Charlie Kane shouts, "Arr! Arr!" He had spotted the elusive black swift, a bird rarely seen in the wild. For a brief moment, Charlie had not the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. He had the eyes of an eagle.
Teachers just have better work stories. Find out how creative teaching can be at teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU Athletics. New episodes are available every Thursday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Every year, millions of Americans use opioids to manage pain, and reliance on opioids has led to the worst drug crisis in American history. That's why the CDC recommends safer alternatives like physical therapy to manage pain. Physical therapists treat pain through movement, hands-on care, and patient education. No warning labels required. When it comes to your health, you have a choice. Choose physical therapy. Visit moveforwardpt.com to find a physical therapist in your area.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hello, this is Ted Hazelman, Superintendent of Bowling Green City Schools. Did you know? Of the 209 graduates of the Bowling Green High School class of 2024, 67 graduated with honors diplomas, 99 had over a 3.5 GPA, and 21 students earned a 30 or higher on their ACT test. The BGHS class of 2024 boasts a National Merit Scholar and a National Merit Finalist. This has been your Bowling Green City Schools Quality Profile Moment. To learn more about Bowling Green City Schools, please visit our website, sign up for our e-newsletter, and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Testing for radon is easy. Just call 866-730-GREEN.
Make it green, green, green.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
A higher scoring first period than we've seen in a while from Bowling Green. 2-1 is the score. St. Thomas over the Falcons, but the score yesterday was 2-2 after 4 periods with the 5-minute overtime, and Falcons threw one, rivaling that score. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Bowling Green, their scoring has been a lot better. They've had a lot better chances than they did yesterday. 13 shots on goal to St. Thomas's 10. Their goal by Ben Duran in the 15-24 into the first period, the last goal that was scored off of assist by Ryan O'Hara, his 7th assist of the season, and Breck McKinley, his 2nd assist, 2nd point of the weekend, and his 3rd total point on the season. For St. Thomas, Cooper Gay scored the first goal, 8:36 into the first period on a power play breakaway off of the penalty from Brody Waters, and unassisted on that. Went down for the block. Beautiful play to keep it from getting to his tender, and it kicked out past the blue line. He beat our man Ben Wozni, and it was a one-on-one, and he filled it with a nice wrist shot to the stick side of Cole Moore. And then a couple minutes after that, 5.5 minutes, I should say, can't do math, Cage Sturzer filled the net with 14 minutes exactly into the first period, assisted by Luke Leyland. It was a very good shot over into the middle, and just a little bit of a wraparound from one side to the other around the goal, and it was off the pass by Luke Leyland. He wrapped it around, and a hug goal for Cage Sturzer as the Tommies gained a 2-0 lead. Then Ben Duran kind of stifled it a little bit. That's how we got into this intermission report, sponsored by Rick Crow, who sponsored actually all of our away travel this 2024-2025 season with BGSU hockey. So he is the reason that you get to hear me right now in St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Longtime BGSU hockey fan, 40-year season ticket holder, and a listener of WBGU 88.1 FM. So Rick Crow, thank you for your sponsorship all across this season from Northern Michigan to here in Minnesota. The Falcons lead in the shot on goal battle, 13-10, as I mentioned before, 17 shots to 17 shots for St. Thomas. So pretty quick, or pretty tight there. St. Thomas does lead in the face-off battle, 14-11 over the Falcons. A lot of them taking place in the Falcons' own zone. 3, 4, 5, 6 of them taking place in the zone of Bowling Green. Less taking place in the zone of St. Thomas. So we're seeing one faceoffs happen in rival parts of the ice in the O zone for both teams, which is positive for the offensive outlook of the game. Ethan Scardina with 5 wins, 2 losses. Ville Imonen had 13 wins and only 2 losses yesterday. He's down to 2 wins and 5 losses on the game, so a little bit of a turnaround for him. And then 1-1 down all the way to Jaden Grant at 0-3 on the side of St. Thomas. 6-1 is Matthew Gleason. Lucas Wallen at 5-4. Cage Sturzer at 3-2, and then 0-3 is Quentin Pepper, and 0-1 is Luke Leyland checking in for Cage Sturzer on his kick out a few moments before the end of that first period. So the Falcons' offense has looked a lot better. They've been able to have things get going when they're in their offensive system, and especially outside of the power play. They had one true power play in this game. That was a short-lived one because they had a 5-on-3, and then Brody Waters took his penalty. They had about 40 seconds or so left of man advantage on the 4-on-3, and then it was back to 4-on-4. And then when that man came out of the box, it was 5-on-4 St. Thomas, and that's how we got the Cooper Gay goal that opened up scoring for today's game. But outside of that, the offense has been quite outstanding. The Ben Duran shot from the point, worked around by McKinley from the far side of the ice, and then O'Hara from right behind the goalie. A good swinging, nice passes, and Ben Duran with a absolute snipe shot from beyond the wheels. Fantastic look for the Falcons. It's what their offense needs to keep doing and putting on shot volume, trying to work that puck in toward the middle where we know so many Falcons flourish, namely Brody Waters, who is Caden Knapp's pick the stick for today's game. Everybody else has picked the stick, hasn't really hit besides Lucas Kleinmeyer, who has half a point for a Ryan O'Hara assist. Breck McKinley and Ben Duran weren't picked by either Lucas Kleinmeyer, Tyler Kavelitz, Caden Knapp, or myself. So that's the pick the stick update. We will take a step back in the next few minutes, but after we talk about the goaltender situation, Aaron Trotter has 12 saves, 1 goal allowed, a .923 save percentage, picking up where Jake Seibel left off yesterday. He was absolutely amazing, 31 saves and 2 goals allowed for Seibel, although he did lose to Jack Blake in the shootout, and the shootout win for the Falcons that gained 2 points in the CCHA standings. Colmore has 7 saves, but 2 goals allowed. A lot of blocks for the Falcons as well. Aren't allowing shots to get to Colmore, as many as you might expect from the amount of total shots taken by St. Thomas. As I said, 7 saves for 2 goals allowed, but Colmore seems to get better as the game goes on, and the defense tends to do so as well. So the Falcons looking to keep their defense good in front of the goaltender, make sure they seal off passes very well, be harsh on the boards, and namely shut off Cooper Gay, who has been the catalyst for St. Thomas in the game in these last 2 games. He had a goal and an assist yesterday. He's got a goal in this game. Doesn't have an assist yet, but that's already 2 goals and an assist to go with his 5 goals and 3 assists last year in 2.5 games played against the Falcons. Truly a Falcon killer. Quite an outstanding player outside of that as well. 6'4", 210, a junior out of Hanover, Minnesota. 6 goals, 2 assists, and 8 total points in this season so far. Cooper Gay is definitely a player to look for in this second period. We only had 1 score in the second period yesterday. It was by St. Thomas taking the lead back from 1-1. So we'll look to see if there's more scoring in the second period than there was in yesterday's game, and if evident by the first period, we will see a couple more scores by both sides. The penalty outlook is looking quite tame since about the 7-minute mark in the first period. That's going to be another thing that both teams are going to have to settle down if they want to have a good chance, if either team wants to have a good chance at winning this game. We will step aside just for a few minutes. You just heard the Rick Crow first intermission report, BG Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episodes are available every Thursday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel.
Hi, I'm Brock Horn. I'm a middle linebacker, 6-year senior, and these are my Falcon 4 people I go to after a game. So first, definitely would be my girlfriend, would be the first person I'd text. The second would be my parents, if they weren't at the game, which they probably were. Third would be my group chat with like my buddies from BG that have come and gone, so like Darren Andrews, Brent Spees, James Miller, all guys who played here. And then my fourth would be my group chat with all the boys back home. So go Falcons.
BGSU women's basketball travels on the country roads to face off against West Virginia on Tuesday, November 19th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Caden Knapp at 7 p.m. for tip-off on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Women Heart is in a race to save lives. Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. It's 80% preventable if you know the facts. Millions of women are living with or at risk of heart disease. Get educated. See your doctor. Know the facts. To win this race, we all have to do it together. Our hearts beat as one. To learn more, visit womenheart.org.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
Falcon men's basketball welcomes Niagara to the Stroh Center on Tuesday, November 19th. Catch Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Sam Morris at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio. Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X. Bowling Green and St. Thomas back on the ice in St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. I'm Ben Korak from Falcon Media Sports Network. The Tommies lead 2-1 over the Falcons. Cooper Gay scored the first goal with Cage Sturzer. Two forwards for St. Thomas leading off scoring, and then Ben Duran with time low in the first period. Left some time on the clock, but not a lot. The Falcons not able to get another one. They trail by 1. Looking around the CCHA, Ferris State and Lake Superior State locked in at 2. Minnesota State beating Northern Michigan 1-0. And then this game, of course, St. Thomas leading 2-1. Looking around BGSU athletics as well, it looks like volleyball is going to go to a 5th set. Ohio with a commanding lead over Bowling Green. They're in the Stroh Center. They are down 2-1. Ohio is, so the Falcons really need to take this one or the next one for a MAC regular season championship. And if they don't win, they got to hope Central has a bad game and loses one of theirs. I believe they play Kent State. Bowling Green basketball is up by 2 over Michigan State with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the second half. Bowling Green basketball playing some outstanding ball as well, and Bowling Green men's soccer still locked in at 0 with Evansville and Missouri for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. A win for them. They win the championship in an automatic bid. Pass into the slot to Ryan O'Hara, but O'Hara's tangled up with the stick and can't get a hold of it. Back into O'Hara behind the goal line. Pass over into the slot by Ben Duran. Ben Duran can't get a good stick on it. Bowling Green will come back up with it. It's O'Hara that sneaks his way in. Pass over into the slot to McKinley, but it's disrupted. O'Neal with a little bit of a breakaway. He's got some open ice. Wozni with the defense. Looking over into the slots, intercepted by O'Hara. Cole Moore pushes away Wallen, who is chasing in on that one. Back over, around and across. Chase Foley back into Cheslock. Cheslock up the ice is intercepted by Wallen. The pass is meant for O'Neill. Staying on side is O'Neill. The whistle blows. It's going to be an icing and head back into the St. Thomas end. The Falcons now attacking right to left across your radio dial. St. Thomas left to right. They switch sides and then they'll switch back going into the third period. Jack Blake on the ice for the Falcons. He's been pretty impressive. Got in the lineup 2 in a row after not being in the lineup the entire rest of the season, not really dressing. I think he dressed in one game and he was an extra skater, didn't play a whole lot of minutes. He's played consistent minutes with Gustav Sternberg being out. Brett Foe is going to be sent to the box. And I have no clue why. Let's take a step back real quick for station ID while we sort this out.
This is Lucas Kleinmeyer, and you are listening to 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Brett Foe in the box, confusing to me. I'll have to wait till they post the penalty. Both teams allowed to make a line change. The face-off trades from one side of the ice to the other. I'm confused as to what that was. No announcement was made. So a power play for St. Thomas as they have a 5-on-4 advantage. Iced up by the Falcons. Dumps it into Trotter. Trotter stops it. Leaves it on the doorstep. His man takes it out and around. Ethan Gower passes the near side to Leyland. Leyland off of the high glass into Scardina, who battles out for it. Back into Gower. Gower working around. Pass over into the slot. St. Thomas back out to the point. Into Casey Leyland. Leyland into the slot. Back out to Gower. Gower with a slap shot. Near side. Saved by Cole Moore. Back across. Gower keeps it in. Far side now. Taking it inside to Leyland. Leyland looking in. Trying to get it into the slot. Seth fighting. Defending that. This one's a shot that goes wide left. I don't even think it caught a piece of Cole Moore. Another slap shot near side. This one from Gleason. He sails a little bit left. Gower with a chance into Leyland. Leyland with a shot kicked away by Cole Moore again. 3 shots in a row for St. Thomas. They settle it down just a little bit. Far side, that's Malmquist working in to Leyland. Leyland, another shot tipped in and a score from Matthew Gleason over in front of the blue paint. Three to 1, St. Thomas leads. A beautiful goal by Matthew Gleason and a feed in by what looked to be Casey Leyland. .17:34 left to play in the second period. That will be a power play goal, I believe. Wallen for the faceoff with Jaden Grant. The lead is now 2 again for St. Thomas. And an icing is the call, shutting the play down. Faceoff will go back. Ethan Gower and Casey Leyland, the assists on that goal at the 2:26 mark into the period. Three to 1, St. Thomas leads. 17:27 left in the second period. Shots on goal evened out quite a lot. BG was winning by 4. Now they win by 1 in that department, but are lower on the scoreboard by 2 goals. Over into the neutral zone, crossing the dot. Centering in, Ben Wozni holds on to Lurkeberg. Lurkeberg's got a little bit of space, but fans on his pass. Back over to Lurkeberg. He possesses it in the neutral zone. Tries to get it to Grant. Grant fighting for it far side. Can't keep it in. Foley gets it wide. Wallen takes it up the middle. Shot saved by Cole Moore. Moore's got 3 goals and only 9 saves, I should say, in this game. Kicked out by Falcon defenseman. Malmquist with a stick in the air, trying to work it down outside the blue line, and St. Thomas dominating possession as we head into the 16:30 mark. Quentin Pepper near side. Left open with a lot of ice around it. O'Hara will sneak in for that one. Up the ice. Waters chips it off. Gets it on side. Pullman collects now. Takes it behind and around the goal line. Back up. Pepper with the puck now is mugged by Waters. Waters with a hit center ice. tried to be kept out by Pepper, but he couldn't do it. It's inside the blue line. Ben Duran being dragged down. Oh, that should have been a penalty. He had him by the collar. Norris working in, no penalty. Say the referees. St. Thomas off the high glass. Falls down in front of Emerson. Emerson fighting for it with Duran. Duran with a push. Pass up to Foe, just a little bit strong for him. He can't hold on. Now Emerson will give chase in the O zone of the Falcons. No possession. Pullman gets pressed up. Quinn Emerson being held by his stick. Goes for this one again, digging it out as Imonen, but it clears to Leyland. Casey Leyland with an assist in this game. His brother Luke Leyland with another assist on the second goal for St. Thomas. Cage Sturzers. Cross into the slot. Cooper Gay is rejected by Moore. Bowling Green looking in. Back around to the point. St. Thomas with clear control now. Gower with shot. Tried to go off into the slot. Off the back wall. Almost into the slot. It was a good play by Gower on a plan. This one's a shot in. Almost chipped down by Leyland in front. Doing the dirty work for St. Thomas. Tommy still maintained possession. Calling for it on the near side is Gower. Gower with it on the near side. Working into the wheel. Pass over into the slot. And Sturzer wasn't there to put it away. Now another one. Leyland with a clear shot, and it kicks off of Cole Moore out to the Falcon defenseman. They're trying to get it out of the zone. St. Thomas flexing their muscles right now as the Falcons have been on the defensive nearly this entire second period. 14:30 left in the second. Moore back around. Foe can't handle, and St. Thomas collects it back in the D zone. Almost intercepted by Fighton. He's just a little bit tardy for that one. Parker tries to clear it. Leyland with a line. He gets it into Moore. Moore kicks it back toward the far wall. Falcons pass up the ice. Their passes have not been crispy as of late. They haven't landed any in the last about 3-4 minutes or so. Almost intercepted. Brasini takes it up the near side. Working in toward the slot. Kept out. Malmquist with a second chance, and he couldn't fill it. Cheslock back across to Foley. Foley to Brasini at the point. Cole Moore lets it go. Back out. Cheslock leaves it outside the zone. The whistle blows. Penalty will be assessed to what looks to be a Tommy. And it will be on Lucas Wallen. His first penalty of the game, the first for St. Thomas since the 7-minute mark. 2 minutes for hooking. Update on the volleyball game. The match is now tied 2-2 in sets. Ohio and Bowling Green. BG leads 3-1 in the final set to 15. This final set is for the MAC regular season championship for Bowling Green and a home MAC tournament this coming week. Face-off won by the Falcons on the power play. O'Hara works it in toward the middle. Down deep. Waters to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with a slap shot, and he can't put it away. Back out at the point. O'Hara on the near side. Working in through the face-off dot. Into the slot. Just wide right of Trotter. This one gloved and dropped down in the neutral zone by McKinley. All the guys have to get back on sides. 4 men for a second there for the Falcons. Now they get a fifth. It's Imonen. O'Hara leaves it back. Out to the point. Only point man for the Falcons. Back in. Down deep. Imonen dumps it back out to Norris. Norris to O'Hara. O'Hara works it back to Norris on the far side wheel. Norris will have to clear it back to the point. Minute 15 left in the power play for the Falcons. O'Hara turns it back around. Working in. Tries to leave it back for McKinley. Battling for it on the far side boards. The Tommies look to come up with it. Just clear outside the blue zone. They can't do it. Imonen dumps it in. Waters gives chase with Gower. Leaves it back for Carson Peters. Peters gets mugged by Imonen. Imonen back to O'Hara on the near side wheel. The Falcons gain possession. 55 seconds left. O'Hara. Pass into the slot. McKinley with a shot. And almost tipped down by Brody Waters, but it's gloved by Trotter. He'll shut the play down. 43 seconds left and man advantage for Bowling Green. Both teams get a shift. Update on the men's soccer game as well. Evansville, Nacho Diaz-Canella. Philip Evans scored a goal most recently, the 29:57 mark. It's 32 minutes into the first half right now for men's soccer, so they find themselves down 1, have to work all the way back from that. Far side, Brett Foe working it in, over into the slot. Aaron Trotter gloves that one. Nice play from the goal line, working it over into the middle, and Trotter knocked it in the air and snapped it right up. 3-1, St. Thomas on top of Bowling Green. 37 seconds left, and a prime opportunity for the Falcons to narrow their deficit down to 1. Face-off won by Bowling Green. Brett Foe giving chase to Imonen. Imonen to Zonka. Zonka looking for a pass. It goes out to the point to Wozni. Wozni working in toward the middle. Pass to the near side, Zonka. Zonka in deep. Scardina with a pass over, and it was intercepted by St. Thomas. They lose it immediately. Zonka pass way across, trying to shift the ice. Foe takes it over into the middle. Shot in. Scardina battling for it deep, and it's iced down by St. Thomas. Wallen will be out in a second. There he is. And successful penalty kill for St. Thomas. Their lead is still 3-1. Taking it up is Foe. Foe almost coast to coast off the block. That was Ethan Elias, who was in this game for Cole Miller and Jake Ratzlaff. He and Grant Doctor, the third line defenseman. Offsides is the call against Bowling Green. Ratzlaff had that 5-minute major that the Falcons scored on. Breck McKinley capitalized, and that tied the game 2-2 and inevitably set up the shootout for the Falcons to take. So his penalty cost St. Thomas yesterday. Cole Miller had a decent game, but they just opted for a wholesale new line today, Grant Doctor and Ethan Elias, who haven't played a whole lot in this game, but Falcons up almost into the netting, but it stays on the boards. The whistle blows. It did go into the netting, says the referee. Michigan State now up on Bowling Green men's basketball, 78-72. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the second half. So we have 3 BGSU sports going on right now that are down. One that's up in BGSU volleyball, but they were up 2-0. Now it's 2-2. They lead 6-1 in the 5th set. 1st to 15. We'll keep you updated on that one as well. Listening to BG Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM. Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network. Face-off won by St. Thomas. Cleared to the neutral zone. Falcons dump it in. O'Hara near side. Parker along the boards as well. Can't hold on, and Peters will take it back around, leaving it for his man Gower. Gower up neutral zone. Lucas Wallen with a little bit of ice time. Over to Malmquist. Malmquist with 2 chances. Both of them rejected by Cole Moore. The whistle blows. And the net might have come off there, and that's why the whistle blew at the end of that play. Malmquist with a chance on the backhand. Took it all the way in, off of Moore, and then just a fraction of a second later put a rebound chance. Both of them saved. 10:50 left in the second period. Scardina along the far side boards. Back up to Foley. Foley at the point, working it back around. It'll be picked up by Fighton. Fighton cross over the middle. Good pass to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with a head of steam, but he's cut off by 2 Tommies. Norris settles it down at the point, back around into the middle. Scardina giving chase, pokes it away. First man there is going to be McKinley. McKinley at the far side board. Shot in, kicked away by Trotter. Kept in by Scardina. That line is just so experienced. Tough to get the puck away from them. Scardina fighting to Niedermeyer. It's 2 fifth years and a senior. Brett Foe with the breakaway now, taking it all the way in. Pass across. Shot saved by... Oh, no, it wasn't saved. It got in, snuck past Aaron Trotter. Fully laid out for that one, and it was filled by Ville Imonen. We might see a challenge on this one. It looked like it didn't go in. Ville Imonen, his second goal of the season, if that is, in fact, who scored it. Wow, what an awkward-looking play. No challenge from St. Thomas. That surprises the heck out of me, because the puck was out at the end of that play. Trotter thought he had it, and he didn't. Nice slap shot from the far side. It's 3-2. St. Thomas still leads. Breakaway for the Falcons. Now another one. Brett Foe with a shot in. It is saved by Trotter. Trotter shuts off the entire goal. Monin with another chance. Over on the doorstep. Falcons trying to work it in. No chance. Foe and Imonen, the scoring duo on the last. 9:58 the time of that one. Wozni with the shot in. Off the boards. Kicked away by Trotter. Wozni dumps it in. Pass up to Casey Leyland. Shot from Waters, chipped up off of Trotter into the netting. And we'll get a quick media timeout here, the 9:12 mark. 9:12 left to play in the second period. 3 for St. Thomas, 2 for Bowling Green. Already a higher scoring game than yesterday's 2-2 overtime win for the Falcons. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
FMSN presents a rebroadcast of the 1984 NCAA Hockey National Championship. Original broadcasters Joe Borenstein and John Bowers will walk you through the only Bowling Green National Championship win at 9 p.m. on Sunday, February 25th, the first time being aired since March 24th, 1984. A big thank you to FMSN engineers Jim Barnes and Chad Fletcher, who helped adapt the original audio into playable form, and to Joe and John themselves for providing us with a call of such a historic event. Tune in on Sunday, the 25th at 9 p.m. to 88.1 WBGU, your home of BG hockey for the last 40 years.
BG down by 1. A goal from Ville Imonen, assisted by Brett Foe at the 9:58 mark into the second period. Limits the lead down to 1 for St. Thomas. It's been a much better offensive game. That one a breakaway by Brett Foe. Cross all the way to the far wheel on Ville Imonen, and he ended up putting that past Aaron Trotter for the second time in this game. Saves tied up at 17 apiece for each tender. 3 goals allowed by Cole Moore, 2 goals allowed by Aaron Trotter, both below a .900 save percentage, but that's where the offense has been in this game. Total shots and shots on goal led by St. Thomas now. 1 in the shot on goal department, 5 in total shots, 31-26. Faceoffs now won by the Falcons, 20-16. 2 blocks for Bowling Green to 4 blocks by St. Thomas. 6 penalty minutes a piece. 2 goals for BG, 3 goals for St. Thomas, 4 assists for Bowling Green, and only 3 for the Tommies. Now the Falcons head back out. Ben Duran, Brody Waters, and Ryan O'Hara, the production line for the Falcons, looking to get a goal here in the second period, head into the third of the tie game or more. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second. Face-off won by Bowling Green. O'Hara chips it back in. Waters pancakes it on a stick. Down up. O'Hara working in as well. Rings it back around to Parker. Parker dumps it back in instead of going back around to the point. Jack Blake coming all the way in, trying to avoid the icing, and he does. Pass over into the slot, and Wallen connects with it. Takes it up into the Falcon D zone. Waters with the puck now. Clear possession. Wallen missed the hit. Push up. O'Hara held up. Can't get into the puck. Dump play into the zone. Wallen with the puck now, trying to cross it into Malmquist, but he can't do so. He's pushed to the ground by Wozni. Cheslock in the neutral zone. Pass across far side to Foley. The orange and brown hold this one in the form of Ben Wozni. Tip up to Scardina. Scardina's tripped up. No call at the end of that play. Back into the D zone of the Falcons. Wozni trying to get it around. St. Thomas collects it now. Leyland leaves it across. That's Pepper, who's battling in for it. Shot from Foley hits Cole Moore with a man in his face, and 8 minutes left in the second period, and face off to the right of Cole Moore. BGSU men's soccer's Andrew Schaefer tied the game 1-1 in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. 37 minutes, 48 seconds into the first half. Bowling Green Volleyball leads 8-5 over Ohio in the 15-point fifth set. This one for a regular season MAC championship, and Bowling Green down by 1 to St. Thomas. Men's basketball losing 84-72, so the game essentially over for the BG men's basketball team, but a fantastic outing against Michigan State in the Breslin Center in East Lansing. That's a top 25 team. The whistle blows, and we get a little bit of tangled up at the end of that play as the goal came off the hinges. So will look to be Eric Parker to turn this puck over. Ben Wozni collects in his own zone, pass up to O'Neal. O'Neal the cross, in, and a shot and a score from Lucas Wallen. Beautiful wrister from that far side wheel. Defensive breakdown for the Falcons. They only had one man back, and Lucas Wallen, beautiful wrister. Four to 2, St. Thomas over Bowling Green. High-scoring affair compared to last night that finished 2-2. I'll finish discussing the men's soccer game. Bowling Green, Jake Lane scored the second goal of the game. They now lead Evansville 2-1 in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. Falcon volleyball up to 13-8 over Ohio. BGSU hockey down 4-2 against the Tommies. Working back in is Norris. Norris is kept out, but he controls the puck. That one turned out better for him, that it was deflected. Turnover in. 15-13 the time of that goal by Lucas Wallen, assist by Ryan O'Neal. Only one power play goal in this game out of the 6 that have been scored. That was the first one by Cooper Gay, and we have 6 penalty minutes apiece. Lower penalty scoring game. There's a lot of even strength for both sides. 4:25 left in the second period. Bowling Green looking to put one on, narrow the lead back, as they were able to going into the second. Shot is kicked away, and there is a delayed penalty here on the ice. It'll be turned over to St. Thomas. Trotter will head off. It'll be a penalty for the Falcons. Cast a curse as I say that. Working back around, looking to get a goal before the penalty. Malmquist leaves it in for Foley. Foley at the far side behind the wheel. Working in. Seth Fighton guarding him. In and across to Cheslock. Cheslock with the puck. Wasting time is St. Thomas. It'll be picked up by Fighton off of the block by Ethan Scardina. He's a little bit worse for wear after that one. And what looks to be Falcon will head to the box. Just depends on who it is. And it's Ethan Scardina, who wore for hitting from behind. He took a block at the end of that play, so he'll be in pain in the box. And St. Thomas will have a power play opportunity, up 2 goals, 3:48 left to play in the second. Bowling Green volleyball won the 5th set. They are regular season MAC champions. There will be a home MAC tournament this coming week. Chase Foley works this one in, over and in. Cole Moore stops it, and another score for St. Thomas as it falls on the doorstep just the left of Moore. It's gone from bad to worse in the last couple of minutes for the Falcons. Scardina's penalty costs him as he limps over toward the bench from the press box, or from the sim box, I should say. So a lot of bodies there. Don't exactly know who the goal was on, but it is 5-2 St. Thomas. Surtzer for the faceoff. He'll work Duran, who wins this one. 25 wins to 18 losses for Bowling Green. They've possessed the puck a little bit more than St. Thomas in this game. Leas gives chase. The Falcons looking to work back around into O'Hara. Trying to limit the damage. Wozni with a shot in is off a deflection. Waters tried to cross it back, being pushed over, and he'll draw a penalty as it looked like Ethan Elias. Yeah, he fell with the stick crossed in the back of Ben Duran. He'll skate off for 2 with 3:20 left in the second period. Good opportunity for the Falcons now. So that is the call. 2-minute minor. 16:20 the time of Lucas Wallen's second goal. Back-to-back for Wallen off of the assist of Cooper Gay and Chase Foley. O'Hara working near side. Pass in. Niedermeyer settles it down. Still on the doorstep. Kicked away by St. Thomas. Up is Lucas Wallen, who has 2 goals in this game, trying to take it coast to coast. Pass across, wastes some time. All the way in. He gives a forecheck now to McKinley with the puck, settles it down. That's Wallen's 5th goal of the season. He's up to 9 points. Here's a breakaway for Cooper Gay. Cooper Gay working in, pass across the slot. It's tipped off of the stick of McKinley. Good defensive work. Norris leaves it back. McKinley again. No offensive chance for the Falcons in this power play. It's down to 1:10. Breck McKinley to Foe. Foe near side, working in. Stops it at the blue line. Back up and around, but it's tipped out by Cheslock. Cheslock to Malmquist. Malmquist back to Cheslock. Cheslock to Ryder Donovan. Donovan over the middle, saved by Cole Moore on the shorthanded chance for St. Thomas. Scardina up the near side. Looks like he's limping just a little bit. Still shaking off that block from a moment ago. Pass off. Another breakaway for Liam Malmquist. Wozni will be the first one there. He fakes the chip down. Back up to Imonen. Imonen on a little bit of a breakaway. But he'll settle it down in the neutral zone. Take his time. 30 seconds left in the man advantage for Bowling Green. Have yet to have a good offensive chance. Wozni all the way around. Far side boards. Pass into the slot. Is chipped away. Foe back out to the point man. McKinley back out to the actual point. Over to Foe. Foe back to the point. On the CCHA logo. Back to McKinley. McKinley with a slap shot is blocked by Peters. Takes that rebound back in. Looking for a pass in. Imonen was there, but it was a good play by Gower to get that one away. Fighton wanted a holding call, but he didn't get it. Fighton gets it chipped away. Peters with the puck now. Takes it up into the neutral zone. Full strength for St. Thomas. It's back to 5-on-5. They killed that one off. And the Falcons are 0 for on their power plays today. 0 for 4, that is. St. Thomas is 3 for 4. Power play. St. Thomas had too many players on the ice. They'll serve a bench minor. Didn't know who got put in the box, but really doesn't matter. The penalty is enforced to the team, so another power play opportunity for the Falcons with 58 seconds left. They'll carry this one into the third. They're down 5-2 right now. Win the faceoff. Back to McKinley. Needing to push hard are the Falcons. McKinley into O'Hara. Back into the slot. Shot from Niedermeyer goes wide left. That was a good chance for the Falcons. 45 seconds left in the period. O'Hara mishandles that one. Takes it out of the near wheel. Back to McKinley. McKinley fakes a slap shot into Norris. Just a little bit too deep for Norris to get a one-timer off. Niedermeyer keeps that one in. Nobody in the slot. They were finding themselves just too far out. Malmquist looking to ice this one. Is almost gloved by McKinley. This one's going to be a breakaway for Cooper Gay. Cooper Gay near side working it all the way in. It's tipped up off Moore and into the netting. Another shorthanded chance for St. Thomas. You know how they got those 3 shorthanded goals they had this season, because they've had a couple in the last few minutes. 21.7 seconds left in the second period. We're going to have about 1 minute and 3 seconds of power play starting the third for Bowling Green. They need to convert on this. They're running out of time. Even though it's still only the second. Shot is again gloved by Cole Moore right off the draw. Gower was just a little bit too much to ask for. Final in the Stroh Center. Bowling Green volleyball clinched the first seed MAC regular season championship, and they will battle it out in the tournament in a few days, actually. Next week is the Chaz McNeil and I will have the call on all of the Bowling Green MAC tournament games. 10 seconds left in the period. Benderan takes it in. Pass across to Scardina. Scardina mishandles. That might cost the Falcons on this timing here. Trying to work it in is Zonka. Zonka to Wozni. Wozni with a shot, and it's iced out by St. Thomas with time expiring. Colmore knocks that one away with zeros on the clock. And Bowling Green with a rough period. They came in 2-1, and they exited 5-2. They scored their own, but not before St. Thomas scored 3. 5-2 St. Thomas over Bowling Green. We'll head into our Marta Crow intermission report in just a few moments. This is your home for BGSU hockey, WBGU 88.1 FM.
On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Everyone knows texting while driving is a recipe for disaster, but other forms of distract driving, like changing the radio station, putting on makeup, or talking with the passenger can be just as dangerous. This is Trooper Tony Shirley of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Bowling Green Post. Every time someone takes their eyes or focus off the road, even for just a few seconds, they put their life and the lives of others in danger. Distracted driving is unsafe and the consequences can be devastating. Help us drive to save lives, never drive distracted.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
My name is Anthony Hernandez. I'm on the BG men's soccer team. My 4 dream opponents, I would say, is Messi. I've been watching him since I've grown up, and I've enjoyed watching him play. The other one would be Sergio Busquets. He makes the game very easy. And my third one, I would say De Bruyne. I love his passes. He makes it look so easy with the through balls. And my last one, I would probably say Mbappe. I mean, he's just so fast and not easy to catch.
In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
Go back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take it to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book, because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee, because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
BGSU and St. Thomas in the St. Thomas Ice Arena in Mendota Heights, Minnesota. I'm Ben Clark from the Falcon Media Sports Network. St. Thomas leads 5-2 after a 3-goal second period to the Falcons' 1 goal. We'll walk you through that in a few minutes and what I saw about this hockey game in the second period, but let's go over some happenings around Bowling Green besides BGSU hockey, because it is a little bit of a more positive tone than talking about that second period from the Falcons. So Bowling Green men's basketball were beaten by Michigan State 86-72, but the Falcons played an outstanding game, led for the vast majority of that game against Michigan State, which was really nice to see from Bowling Green. Marcus Johnson led in points, 23 total with 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and only 2 fouls for him. Javante Campbell with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists as well. And then Yo-Yo Kayat, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists for the transfer from the University of Michigan. So 86-72, the final in East Lansing in the Breslin Center. Bowling Green against Michigan State. They fall to, I believe, 1-3 if I'm not mistaken, but no panic button being hit for the Falcons as they played a very good game today against the Spartans. Women's basketball on their side, they won 92-41. Absolutely fantastic game from the Falcons against the Bonnies. Taya Ellis, the player of the game for Bowling Green. She had 9 points and 12 rebounds. Yeah, double-digit rebounds for Taya Ellis. 1 point away from that double-double with an assist to go along with that. The leading scorers were Amy Velasco and Paige Kohler. What's new there? 22 for Velasco, 19 for Kohler. 4 rebounds for Kohler and 2 assists. Velasco had 5 assists and a rebound, and then 11 points from Moxie, who also had 4 rebounds in the paint for her. A good day for and the women's basketball team. They advanced to 2-2 on this season. Bowling Green volleyball, we'll move over to them, is the MAC regular season champions with their win over Ohio in 5 sets. It took a while to get it done, but they win 15-9 in the final set, are the regular season MAC champions. That means that they get a first-round bye in the MAC tournament this coming week, and it gets to take place in the Stroh Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. So if you cannot make it to the Stroh Center to watch what should be a great playoff series for the Falcons and hopefully a MAC tournament championship from Bowling Green and Daniela Tomich's team, you can listen to WBGU 88.1 FM where Chaz McNeil and I will have the call on whatever day Bowling Green plays. I don't know the schedule as of yet, but that's what happened in Bowling Green volleyball today. Lauren Hovey had a fantastic game, 23 kills on 42 attempts, only 6 errors for 405 hitting percentage. She was followed closely by Alexis Mattil, who had 14 kills on 25 attempts. Mattil also led in aces with 2 over the Falcons, who had 6 total on the game. They hit 322 total in that game with 64 kills and 5 total blocks against the Ohio Bobcats. On the side of men's soccer, they are in Missouri playing Evansville for the Missouri Valley Conference Championship. They lead 2-1 off of goals from Jake Lane and Andrew Schaefer, a midfielder, and I believe Jake Lane is a defenseman. You can Lucas Kleinmeyer, our soccer beat, will probably get me on that one. But Andrew Schaefer and Jake Lane have the 2 goals. Evansville scored one of their own, but the Falcons lead at halftime. They head into the 45-minute second half, 45 minutes away from a Missouri Valley Conference Championship. So let's take a step back from all that BGSU good that we saw today and move into BG hockey, because that second period for Bowling Green really killed them. It started off with a Matthew Gleason power play goal, 2:26 into the second period. Casey Leyland and Ethan Gower had the assists on that one. Just a few minutes later, in the 9:58 mark, Ville Imonen lit the lamp with a beautiful pass from Brett Foe, near side working the far side, and Imonen with a slap shot. Didn't think it got in at first, but the goal did count, so they beat Aaron Trotter for the second time today. That's the only 2 times. Ville Imonen and Ben Duran the only 2 times, both of them at 2 goals on their season. And then to wrap it up, 15 minutes and 13 seconds in, Lucas Wallen lit the lamp on an even strength goal, working near side with a good shot against Cole Moore. And then Cooper Gay on the power play worked in with a flurry in front of the net. That's his 2nd goal of the game, 7th on the season 6:20 mark in, and Chase Foley had the assist on that one. So some defensive breakdowns for the Falcons, as well as power plays looming large over them again. They have yet to score a power play goal in this game. They are 0 for 5, but St. Thomas is 3 for 4, really capitalizing on their extra man attempts with the 2 goals from Cooper Gay and 1 from Matthew Gleason in the middle. In that second period, the defense really plagued the Falcons, where it was so strong yesterday, blocking pucks, getting the puck away, not allowing a lot of passes to be penetrated into the slot. They've allowed a lot in this game. Haven't been able to shut down the forwards of St. Thomas. They'll be definitely looking for some better offensive stand, keeping those defensemen back and only pushing when they have the puck. They've been caught sleeping a little bit in this game, especially those last 2. And on the power play, you really can't be caught in a defensive breakdown, especially with a man in the middle. You got to force him out and get it away, and that's where Cooper Gay was when he scored his last goal. So for the Falcons, looking for stronger defense from them. They are still leading in the face-off battle, which is good. They possess the puck a lot, probably about even with St. Thomas at this rate. St. Thomas just has a little bit better capitalization on their chances. They do have 26 shots on goal to the Falcons' 23, far more than yesterday's game. They have 38 total shots to the Falcons' 35. So a high shot total game, but St. Thomas has been able to capitalize on their attempts a lot more than Bowling Green has. Again, there's scores from Bowling Green. Ben Duran in the first period, assisted by O'Hara and McKinley. And then in the second period, 9:58 into the second period, just over halfway, just under halfway, I should say, Ville Monin, his second goal of the season, and an assist from Brett Foe. So we will take a step back just for a few minutes. This has been your Marta Crow second intermission report. We'll take you into the third period in a few moments. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. But for many adults with disabilities who are elderly or have serious medical issues, dental care is simply unaffordable. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. DLN is asking dentists and their teams to volunteer to just see one of the many patients in need. You can literally change a life. Visit willyouseeone.org to help change one life in your community today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Hello, this is Ted Hazelman, Superintendent of Bowling Green City Schools. Did you know our students are dedicated to giving back to the community through various service initiatives? At Bowling Green High School, students participate in community service through Stew Crew Key Club, National Honor Society, FFA, DECA, and our athletes volunteer with the 2nd and 7 Foundation. Our middle school students contribute through the Builders Club, and our elementary students participate in activities like Jump Rope for Heart and K Club. These programs not only benefit the community, but also teach our students the value of service and leadership. This has been your Bowling Green City Schools Quality Profile Moment. To learn more about Bowling Green City Schools, please visit our website, sign up for our e-newsletter, and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Hello, this is Ted Hazelman, Superintendent of Bowling Green City Schools. Did you know Bowling Green City Schools offers music and visual arts programs at all grade levels and theater for our middle and high school students? Students participate in numerous performances, competitions, art exhibits, and theatrical productions. Our music students excel in OMEA competitions and are selected for all-state choir, orchestra, and band, as well as other honors groups and music festivals. Our visual arts students showcase their work in school-wide art shows, community locations, and competitive exhibits. Our theater students produce plays and musicals and attend the state conference annually. This has been your Bowling Green City Schools Quality Profile Moment. To learn more about Bowling Green City Schools, please visit our website, sign up for our e-newsletter, and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube.
Falcons and Tommies back on the ice here in the St. Thomas Ice Arena. Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Bowling Green in the second game of their two-game set against St. Thomas. An overtime win yesterday. The Falcons took 2 points in the shootout win from Jack Blake. And then tonight it's been quite a different story. Much more high scoring. It was 2-2 finish yesterday. It's 5-2 score right now. St. Thomas has the upper hand. The ice is way tilted toward the jerseys in white. But the orange and brown have a chance. They have an explosive offense. They are able to get a couple in a row, get some momentum going. At least try to narrow this one out. They have a prime opportunity to start because they have 1 minute and 2 seconds of power play to start this one out. Bowling Green collects in their own zone. Over to McKinley. McKinley left that one behind. Now he takes it up. Past his own blue line. Up to Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer passed into the wheels on the near side boards. Wearing a hit is O'Hara, and it'll be iced down from St. Thomas. Cole Moore will come out of the net to stop this one. McKinley settles it down again. He has played a lot in this game. Doesn't really look too tired. He goes off for Wozni. Wozni will check in for him. But an impressive display from McKinley today. He had a goal yesterday, played pretty well today, has an assist. Imonen looking in, working it on the near side. Wozni takes it over into the middle. Foe working in, near side wheel, shot wide right. He had a good line on it. It was just a little bit wide. Foe was open on the near side, but he missed him. Full strength for St. Thomas. Pass to Foe near side. Not a one-timer chance. Pass all the way back across, tipped up by St. Thomas, back to center ice. Now here's Gay. Gay works it in off the high wall. There's a stick on the ice, almost hit it. And this will be a turnover in the zone. Oh, no, it won't. Good play by Ben Wozni to get it there early. Emerson chases it into the zone. He'll battle with Elias. Elias presses it up. Niedermeyer almost with a turnover in the O zone. He was wide open off the glass. No warning anymore. Emerson giving chase. Back into Doctor. Doctor and Elias, the defensive line for St. Thomas right now. Pushing in. Niedermeyer leaves it. Doctor comes up with it. Now takes it back behind the goal line. Pass out to his man, Elias. Elias up to Pepper. Pepper sends it just long. Parker gets there. It's going to be an icing, and we'll send it back into the zone of St. Thomas. Still 5-2. Just under 18 minutes left to play in the third period. Just a look around the CCHA. Ferris State beat Lake Superior State by a final score of 3-2. Minnesota State and Northern Michigan still 1-0 in favor of Minnesota State, and of course we know 5-2 St. Thomas over Bowling Green here in the St. Thomas Ice Arena. I was thinking about volleyball already, which the first game for volleyball we know will be Saturday, this next Saturday, a week from today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. They play the winner of a game versus Western Michigan and Buffalo. If I had to predict, it will be Western Michigan, but you never know. It's the MAC. Anything can happen. Eric Parker up off the high glass. Across, Cheslock tries to chip it in. Leyland wears a big hit, turns it over to Zonka. Zonka chips it back into the zone. Jaden Grant back around to Ozar. Ozar's playing a couple of shifts in this game, not a whole lot. Parker into Ozar. Ozar with a chance. Zonka with a backhand, and it's saved by Aaron Trotter. His 22nd of the game. 22 saves for Trotter, 21 for Cole Moore, but the goals allowed disparity is immense. 3 more for Cole Moore and essentially the same amount of saves. Aaron Trotter's above a .900 save percentage. It's higher than his average on the season. He's a .897 saver in the net so far this season. Wallen off the half wall, back across to Passanen over the middle, tries to cross it into Lurkeberg, but he wasn't there. Chases it all the way back into the zone. Colmore kicks it away. He doesn't touch it. It's an icing, and it'll go back into the O zone of the Falcons for a faceoff. BG still leads in draws, only down 2 in shots on goal, down 1 in total shots. They have far less blocks than yesterday. Defense has been a problem for them, especially that second period in which St. Thomas scored 3 goals. Matthew Gleason, Lucas Wallen, and Cooper Gay. That's 2 of a 3-man forward line, Matthew Gleason and Cooper Gay, that have got goals in this game. And the Casey Leyland, the right winger, has a couple of assists to go along with that. Wallen in, O'Neal across, back to Wallen as chips off the state. Now Emerson takes it up center ice. It's a 2-on-3 for the Falcons. Foe all the way in, working it back around the wraparound. It fills for the Falcons. Looked to be Villa Imonen that was on the receiving end of this one, but Emerson will be first in line going toward the high 5 line, so it could very well be a goal from Quinn Emerson. If it stands as Emerson's, it will be his first of the season, his second total point. We'll see here in a few minutes. It was 16:45 left in the third period when that goal was scored for the Falcons. The lead is now 2 for St. Thomas. It's narrowed down a little bit. A lot of time left to play in this third period. Niedermeyer leaves it in. Sturzer tries to cross it over in the middle, kicked away by a Falcon defenseman. Foley with a shot in now, tipped down. Oh, just wide right of that crossbar. Falcons defenseman with the puck now, working it up. Scardino with the puck, leaves it into Fighting in the neutral zone. Back up to Foley. Foley loses it with Fighting forechecking. He needs a change. His legs are moving pretty slow, and he'll head right off. Over into Passanen. Passanen is beat at the line, but Duran comes up with the puck. Takes it up the neutral zone. It's a 4-on-4 rush for Duran. Weaves it over to the inside. Pass all the way across. Saved by Aaron Trotter, who covers that one up on his backside, and he looks pretty hurt, shaken up down there, laying on the blue paint. No training staff out yet. Now she'll get up as Jake Seibel might be getting ready. Trotter's up on his knees. Assist by Brett Foe on the goal from Quinn Emerson. You can hear a pin drop in the St. Thomas Ice Arena right now because that's their starter for the majority of the season. They do alternate between Seibel and Trotter, but Trotter's their guy. He's been better on the season. He's got more starts. This is his 6th game played, and he'll be up on his skates, and it looks like he might stay. Yes, he will. He'll stay in the paint for St. Thomas. What a trooper. Thank goodness he's okay. Score 5-3. 15:49 left to play in the third period. St. Thomas leads, but Quinn Emerson, with his goal off of the apple from Brett Foe, narrows it down to 2. And you get within that 3-minute range. You get a goal between now and that 3-minute range. You pull the goalie, you can tie it up pretty easily. One-score game is basically a no-score game in hockey. It changes so fast. Duran in the wheel. Face-off still on the doorstep. Waters with a quick shot, and it's nabbed up by Trotter. Like a little slash there from O'Hara as he skated by. And a little bit of a rise from both the Tommies and the crowd here in the St. Thomas Ice Arena. home of the St. Thomas Academy Cadets and the St. Thomas Tommies, a high school and a college equivalent. I'm sure a lot of feeding going on there academically. Gower leaves it across. Peters nabs it up, but he's wrestled with by Ben Duran. Trying to get it out. It's out to O'Hara. Dalton Norris now at the point, working into Passanen. Passanen with the shot off the stick. Goes over, kicks away. St. Thomas gets it. Falcons keep it in, and it gets into the St. Thomas bench. It'll be a stoppage of play. Only a couple seconds wasted. Falcons with mostly positive ratings in this game. The only negatives being Jackson Niedermeyer, Seth Fighton, and Ethan Scardina. Their lines has 2 goals allowed to none scored. Everybody else in the plus. More negative ratings on the side of St. Thomas, although they have a 5-3 lead. McKinley up, flips it into the zone. Good hit there from Ben Duran. Brett Foe as he was pressuring that one. Back around from Elias. Almost kept in by the Falcons, but this one is a big hit mid-ice on Ryan O'Neill. Turns the puck over to Bowling Green. Chipped up. Immonen with a little bit of a breakaway here. Working in. The shot is saved by Trotter. Kicked away to his man. Foley turns it back around. Good play in the D zone. Defensive recovery for St. Thomas. They get it out of the zone. The Falcons collect in their D zone. Inside the blue line, McKinley works it up to Foe. Foe looking for a pass, but he's mugged by Pullman. Now Foe takes it up the mid side. Takes it out to Parker. Parker looks to poke it away. It's back into Lurkeberg. Lurkeberg forcing it around, back out to the point. Blake keeps it back in, forces it all the way around. Lurkeberg will be battling for this one with Pullman. He does. It clears back to a Tommy. Tommy gets it up. Into Brasini. Brasini dumps it in, and he's held up by Blake. Lurkeberg doesn't see it. It goes all the way up to Zonka. Ozar giving chase. Ozar, Lurkeberg, and Zonka, the forwards line for the Falcons. Quite a odd one. We haven't seen that one yet this year. To newcomers in Lurkeberg and Zonka. Played for the World Juniors this past year. Lurkeberg over to Zonka. In the middle. Shot saved. Lurkeberg with another chance here, kicked away from Trotter, and Peters will knock it up and into the neutral zone. Passanen dumps it in. The Falcons with a couple of good drives in a row. They've dominated possession as of the last couple minutes. 13:40 left to play in the third. Passing into Scardina. Scardina leaves it in for Norris. Norris will be the first one back. He holds up Ray Christie. Dumps it back to Scardina. Scardina goes for the puck, not the body. Still trying to work it free as Norris is being held up by Christie on the far side boards. 3 Falcons, 2 Tommies. The Falcons with numbers. Still trying to come up with it. It's not the Falcons. Back up at the point. Peters near side. Working in. Pass down at the goal line. Chipped up. Quentin Pepper works it back around. Now back in. Ryder Donovan off the high glass. Ben Duran takes it into the zone. He's got O'Hara behind him. O'Hara takes it up the middle, shot wide right. He had a good line on it, a little bit of an open goal, but he couldn't end up filling it. Ben Duran over into the slot, and it's gobbled up by Donovan. Spit right back outside the blue line. McKinley into Waters. It'll skate back behind the goal and into Trotter. A big hit from Ben Duran. Almost turns that puck over. Still battling for it near side. It looks like it will. They'll kick to McKinley. McKinley trying to feed it over toward the center. It hits the netting behind the goal line. 12:27 left in the third period. 5-3 St. Thomas, but Bowling Green showing a lot of signs of life. I will take a step back in a few seconds for Legal ID. You're listening to Falcon Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Gosher, radio play-by-play voice of the Boston Bruins, and you're listening to Falcon Hockey, brought to you by the Bowling Green Radio Sports Organization, right here on 88.1 FM WBGU.
Cooper Gay with a little bit of a breakaway, and he slides into the net, and stoppage will be to fix the net, not on a penalty. He was being bullied a little bit by Breck McKinley as he slid in the net. He wanted a call, but I don't think he's going to get it, because the doors don't open. This inbox next to the benches here in St. Thomas Ice Arena. The faceoff will be to the left of Cole Moore. Emonen in the faceoff wheel. He'll go against Gleason. Gleason with a goal in this game. He had a goal yesterday as well. 2 points for Gleason on the weekend, both goals. He's up to 5 goals on the season. Trotter covers this one up as Emerson was being interfered with a little bit in front. Took exception, a little shove at the end of the play, but nothing will come. Still a 2-score deficit for the Falcons. 12 minutes left in the third period. Still some time. Not as much as you would like, but time to work it all the way back. Clutch goal by Quinn Emerson limited it down to 2 in 3 minutes and 15 seconds into this third period. A little bit of an update. BGSU men's soccer still on top of Evansville 2-1 in Missouri Valley Conference Championship. Quick off the draw from Emerson, and it's gobbled up by Trotter. We'll spit it out for another draw, but those goals by Jake Lane and Andrew Schaefer have got the best of Evansville. A win for Bowling Green. They win the Missouri Valley Conference tournament and get an automatic bid in the NCAA. I'm sure our sports director and the beat of men's soccer for the Falcon Media Sports Network, Lucas Kleinmeyer, will be happy about that. Pass just high of Malmquist, and will skate all the way down. Icing is the call. He had a man open, but he had to put too much sauce on it up in the air for that, and Malmquist had to jump and try and knock it down, and it's still over his head. Fighting Niedermeyer and Scardina on the ice now. Normally a pretty defensive bunch. Scardina and Fighting, especially Niedermeyer as well, with a lot of veteran mindset. Not a lot of offense produced from them. Large amount of defense. That's 2/3 of the penalty kill unit right there, Scardina and Fighting. Fighting can't hold on to this one. Back into the zone. Passanen will chase as Moore knocks this one down. He turns it back over, and McKinley thankfully was there. Back pass to Passanen. Up the ice to Niedermeyer. Good communication, but the pass a little bit behind. Over in the middle to Fighting. Fighting taking it all the way in, and he's mugged over the middle. Pushed down to the ice as Pullman steals that one away. Sturzer up, trying to find Bersini, and Bersini not open enough. And Wozni and Eric Parker there to shut it off. Jaden Grant up into the neutral zone. Back to Parker. Parker looking over and in. Back. Where's a hit as he puts this one into the corner. Jaden Grant digs it out. Now Zonka back to Grant. Grant behind the goal line. He's being pressed up by a couple of Tommies. Back out to the point. Free possession for the Falcons. Back to Parker. Parker with a chance, and it's gloved nicely by Aaron Trotter. And Sturzer puts him on the ice at the end of that one. We're getting more shoving at the end of that play on the boards behind Aaron Trotter. 10:47 left in the third. Nothing will come of the pushing. 32 shots on goal for Bowling Green now. 26 for St. Thomas. So they've had more offensive opportunities lately. 45 shots to 39. They've widened their gap in that department. They've also won 5 more faceoffs than St. Thomas. And the areas that they like to stay on top of, they've done. The only statistic where they don't lead is in that goals department. They're even tied in total assists, even though there's 5 goals for St. Thomas and only 3 for Bowling Green. Waters with the puck now, cross into the slot. Ozar battling for it, and it's kicked out by St. Thomas. Turnover in neutral ice. Duran pass across, back to O'Hara. O'Hara onside, shot wide right. Brady Waters chasing this one in. It'll clear to Passanen. Passanen off the high walls. He wears a hit from Cooper Gay. It's behind the net, back around. Zonka dumps it back in to O'Hara. O'Hara back up. He should have found Passanen right there. He finds him a little bit late, and he's pressed up back against. Into the chest of Gay. Almost got it back out, but didn't. Falcons still on sides. Waters battling for it. It's behind his skate. He presses a man down to the ice. The Tommies want a penalty, but there was nothing on that play. McKinley chases this one back into his D zone. He'll settle this one before it's an icing. Strong pass up to Duran. Duran just takes it off the blade of his stick. and into the zone. McKinley battling for it again. Falcons will skate all the way back to fight for this one. Ryder Donovan fighting with Wozni for possession. Pressed up against the boards. The Falcons will come away with it. McKinley again. Up the ice to Foe. And that'll be an icing as Foe didn't get a stick on it. You know, Breck McKinley, can't emphasize enough how good he has been in the last 2 games. That goal, sure, been great. He has touched the puck a lot. Not a lot of negative to say about the way Breck McKinley has played. A lot of good passes, a lot of good shots. Been crucial on the power play, although not as many conversions as you would like if you're the Falcons. Still 0 for 5 in this game. To St. Thomas 3 for 4. All the way back around to Emerson. But yeah, Breck McKinley has been an addition to this team without the mainstay of Gustav Stjernberg in the lineup. Colmore catches this one in his chest, settles it down. We'll take a step back for our media timeout. 5-3, St. Thomas leads Bowling Green with 9:17 left to play in the third period. The Falcons need a drive, and they need it now. You're listening to BGSU Hockey on WBGU 88.1 FM.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
St. Thomas Ice Arena, Mendota Heights, Minnesota. I'm Ben Korak from the Falcon Media Sports Network here in the home of the St. Thomas Tommies. And Falcons find themselves down 2. A lot of time left, just under halfway through, or just over halfway through this third period, I should say. For all BGSU hockey and other athletic sports news and updates, go to bgfalconmedia.com or BG_FMSN on Twitter. Check out our rebroadcasts of all of our broadcasts and some video features and highlight packages as well. Go to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, subscribe, and go view some of our stuff. I think we do a pretty good job. Dalton Norris turns it back around after the one face-off, fires it into his own bench. That's your friends there, Dalton Norris. But the face-off will go back. 9:10 left in the third. BG still down 2. But you do have the ability to pull the goalie, which they haven't done yet in CCHA play. You have the ability to pull the goalie when you're down 1. So if you get that one more goal before you get to about the 3-minute mark, you can start thinking about that as a legitimate possibility. Over into the middle, dumped out. Emerson collects it mid-ice, takes it all the way middle, leaves it right for Foe. Foe turning it back around. Good pass over into Emerson. Emerson to Imonen. Imonen tries to settle it back for Foe, but it's intercepted by Malmquist. A little bit of a breakaway here for Lucas Wallen. Wallen with a shot, and it's rejected by Cole Moore. He almost blows a tire. Falcons with a 4-on-4 rush now. Emerson pancakes it into the zone as his guys will go for a change. Scardina on the ice now. He'll be joined by Fighton and Niedermeyer. Center ice, turns the puck over to Blake. Jack Blake, the son of Hall of Famer Rob Blake, back in the zone, has had a pretty good weekend defensively, has earned himself back in the lineup today after his efforts yesterday. That'll surely be an icing, and that it is. But he's been a great addition to the lineup in the last 2 games. Pretty solid defensively, knows where to go with passes. Pretty comparable to the way Eric Parker plays on a game-to-game basis. No penalties, has a shootout win. Only positive things to say about Jack Blake. And, of course, Breck McKinley, as I've mentioned, has been that guy as well. Chase Foley, his shot is kicked away off the stick of Moore. Blake gets this one up to Niedermeyer. He's got a little bit of room, but Chase Foley shuts it off. Scardina back across into the slot, back to Fighton, and clears all the way to Eric Parker. Back to McKinley. McKinley with a shot just wide right. Scardina was being pushed away, so he couldn't fill that one in. Parker on the far side, working his way into the wheel, back into Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer with a shot, and it's blocked by Chase Foley off the skate. Didn't even have to get off a knee for that one. His feet were in the right place. Sturzer wears a hit, gets it away. The Falcons possess the puck once again. St. Thomas playing with 2 men back at all time, almost always with 2 men on the blue line. Understandable as you have a 2-goal lead. Brody Waters with a little bit of a breakaway here. Ryan O'Hara pushes it to the far boards, tries to reset this play and get it out to a point man. Can't do it. Brody Waters with a clean hit there in the corner, getting it out. McKinley tries to keep it inside the blue line. Can't do it. Now he does, and his guys were onside when he did that, so there is no warning. O'Hara's the pressure. Taking it up is Foley. Foley turns it back near side. Pullman dumps it up. Avoids the hit from Wozni in doing so. Back over to Waters. Waters, good pass up the ice to Ozar. Ozar with his feet still on sides when he caught that one. Ozar still battling for it behind the goal line. He got his guys a change. It's in the O-zone still. The Falcons with the pressure. Clears outside the blue line, but they'll maintain full possession. And St. Thomas will go for a shift change themselves. 6:30 left in the third period. BG's got to make a move soon. Back around. Doctor takes it out near side. Elias gets it wide. Dalton Norris will have to chase this one down. A lot of speed behind from Ryder Donovan, who fires this one over. That was closer than I thought. Whistle blows, and I think that's because it cleared up into the netting. Falcon is down after he got pieced into the boards by Ryder Donovan. That's Dalton Norris. He's shaken up after that one, but skating off fine. So we're for sure thankful for one of the top defensemen for Bowling Green. BG still leads in shots on goal, 31-28. They need a little bit more, and more so volume. They need some to fall. Need 2 to tie it up and take it to overtime again, just as they did yesterday. 5-3 St. Thomas. All the other CCHA games done. This is the last one to be played today. Niedermeyer leaves it back. Parker with the puck now, feeding it in toward the middle. Surveying as Scardina, he'll lose it. Wozni dumps it back in. Fighting, pushing. Foley off the high wall, kept in by Parker. Parker turns it back around. A couple players hit the ice. Scardina's one of them. Parker with a shot in and is blocked. Kept inside the blue line. O'Hara battling for it on the far side. He just wastes some time to get his guys a change. Now they have it, preventing the deep pass on the near side from Ray Christie. This one's a shot that goes wide. Foley with another chance. It goes wide left. Colmore lets it fly. It clears outside the blue line. Peters has to reset it. Pass to Malmquist. McKinley back around, being chased by Ryan O'Neill. Passing it up off the stick of Emerson in the zone. Kicks the stick away. Turnover to Foe, but Foe can't hold on. The Falcons will possess in the D zone. 5 minutes left in the third. Like I said, they need a move. They need it now. Down 2. Foe in the zone. Working behind the wheel. Turns it back around. Pass over into the slot. Nobody there but Malmquist. Malmquist flips it up into the zone. Now Foe will take it back into the neutral ice. Kept down by Norris. Norris goes for the body. Big hit by Dalton Norris on the far side. Just avoided boarding by the skin of his teeth. Pass near side. Duran taking it up the ice. Head full of steam near side. Passing it over the middle. Oh, it went high. Passanen is literally in the goal. Now he feeds his way out of it. Trotter gloves this one. Gives a shove to Brody Waters, who was standing in front. And getting a little bit testy here late in the third. 4:20 left to play in the final period. The Falcons can help it. It won't be the final period, but they're running out of time. And they need 2 to do it. Ben Duran circles the wheel. Heading back in. He's got a goal in this game. 5 total shots on goal for him. 5 faceoff wins to 4 faceoff losses and a +1 rating for Ben Duran. A pretty solid day for the centerman for Bowling Green. Back over, face-off not won by anybody. Now the Falcons will come in control of it. Press it against the boards is Gleason. Gleason with the stick in his skate. Still working for it are the Falcons and a couple of Tommies as well. Now held in by the Falcons. Still working. Less than 4 minutes left in the game. McKinley turns it back around. Good stick work. Moves it toward the inside, and St. Thomas clears it outside the blue line. BG will have to reset. Legitimate thinking about pulling the goalie here, especially if the Falcons get a good opportunity and a good defensive stand. O'Hara with a good cross. Nobody there. Ozar was just a little bit late. Back into the neutral zone. Gay is, his pocket is picked. He'll probably have a lot of shifts late in this game with how strong he is defensively, both offensively as well. He's got 2 games in this game, or 2 goals in this game, and he had one yesterday as well. 3 goals on the weekend for Cooper Gay. I believe he had an assist yesterday as well. Parker up, filling it in. Christie battling near side boards, passing in with a slap shot off of Pepper's skate. Back it over to Brasini. Brasini off the high glass. Has to be settled down by Passanen. He'll do it. 3 minutes left to play in the game. Colmore's looking over to the bench for the signal for whenever Bowling Green gets full control of this. Passanen's still battling for it. He has full control. Leaves it back. Malmquist is there. Turns it back over. Looking for it behind the goal line. St. Thomas with a good chance here. Looking for a pass. He'll find Pullman at the point. Pullman working his way in is blocked by Ozar. Full layout. Another shot is saved with the right arm of Colmore. Into the slot. The Falcons need to get their goaltender off. And St. Thomas with a good chance here. And the back shot won't go from St. Thomas. This one's a chance. Ryan O'Neill with the slap shot, and he fills it. Doubles the score. The Falcons near side just at the arc of the faceoff dot to the right of Colmore extinguishes all hope Falcons had for getting back up into this game. Ryan O'Neill, his first goal of the series. Comes just to put the ice on things. 2:19 left to play in the third, and that's 3 goals the Falcons need to tie it up. Wozni after the faceoff win for Bowling Green. Back to McKinley. McKinley back up. It's doubtful that Moore will even leave the goal now and just try and prevent the damage that has already been done. Wozni with the puck, neutral zone, takes it up to Lurkerberg. Lurkerberg battling for it, crosses it over into the slot, but no Falcon there. Pass up by Casey Leyland. And in another high chance, but it's gloved by Cole Moore with a $1:47 left in the third period, and people starting to file out of St. Thomas Ice Arena. Assist, Ethan Gower, and the goal by Ryan O'Neill. That's his second assist of the game. 2-point day for Ethan Gower. 2-point day for Cooper Gay as well, who had 2 goals. The first and the 5th for St. Thomas. Back around. BG just not able to find their defensive holding, especially on that last one. The puck cleared right to him. No defenseman was there with the body on a man just beyond the wheel. That's an icing call against St. Thomas. 1:34 left in the third, but defense just wasn't there. Cole Moore with 6 goals given up, 27 saves, still played pretty well to the eye test. Is just, what's he supposed to do about a puck that kicks to the near side and no brown jersey to take up the body? 33 shots on goal for Bowling Green, 30 for St. Thomas. They lead in total shots, shots on goal, face-off wins, down in blocks. They have more guys in positive ratings, as this one chips off the stick of Trotter up into the netting, but That's where we are right now. Ville-Monen went from 2 face-off wins and 5 losses in the first to 12 wins and 10 losses now. So he turned that back around. Scardina had a heck of a face-off day, 11 wins to 6 losses. Benderan, 6 wins to 4 losses. Jaden Grant loses this one to St. Thomas. He's 3 for 6. Back around, leaves it in the zone. Gathering his Gowers. Back up to Foe. Foe dumps it back in his DN for the Falcons to collect. Passanen going for it. Does not go for the body. No point with a minute left in the third period, and you're down by 3. Blake tries to knock it down, gets it up to Lurkerberg. Lurkerberg battling for it with Pullman. Can't get it out. Jaden Grant, your side. Foe back to McKinley in the D zone. The Falcons still possessing the puck. Up in the neutral zone. Lurkerberg has had a couple of shifts in this game. Grant, good back pass to Foe. Foe looking into the slot. McKinley intercepts, taking it back around at the far wheel. Over to Brett Foe, and St. Thomas ices it once more. It's not going to be icing. It doesn't have enough juice to get there. 20 seconds left in the third period. That second period for Bowling Green was really the killer. 3 goals allowed, only 1 scored, and that made it 5-2 heading into the third. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the clock, with Falcons and the Tommies pressing the puck up against the boards. And that is how we will end the second game of this 2-game set against St. Thomas. The Falcons win in the first game 2-2 overtime and shootout win by Jack Blake on the final shootout attempt. And then today drop a huge second set game for St. Thomas. And they end up winning 6-3 with the finishing goal by Ryan O'Neill, 17:37 into the third period off the pass from Ethan Gower. So a technically split weekend, a win for Bowling Green in the first game and a loss for Bowling Green in the second game. We'll unpack it in a few moments in our post game here. You're listening to BGSU Hockey from the St. Thomas Ice Arena and WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon men's basketball welcomes Niagara to the Stroh Center on Tuesday, November 19th. Catch Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Sam Morris at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio.
Hello, my name is Reko Badurov. I play for the BGSU men's soccer team, and these are my Falcon 4 breakfast items. Number 1, I'd say, is eggs. Just good protein, good way to start off the day. Also really like waffles, just so good. You can put chocolate chips, whipped cream on it, it's amazing. Same thing with French toast, love like the cinnamon taste to it. And then I'd say yogurt too. Yogurt and granola, can't go wrong with that. So those are my 4.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
It's a game that the Falcons would most likely like to forget. They still had a pretty solid weekend, all things considered. Took 2 points out of 2 games in the CCHA in their first road series, but this second game between the Tommies and the Falcons just came out way on top of the Tommies. Bowling Green with a little bit of a low chance to come back into this one, but it was all stifled with that final Ryan O'Neill goal, 17:37 into the third period. I'll walk you through all of the scoring today for St. Thomas and Bowling Green. The first goal came from Cooper Gay on the power play, 8:36 into the first period. The second come from Gage Sturzer, 14 minutes into the first period, assisted by Luke Leyland. Ben Duran also had a goal. That was his first goal of the game for Bowling Green. Then the last goal of the first period for either team, 15:24 into the first period, assisted by Ryan O'Hara and Breck McKinley. That's O'Hara's 7th assist, Breck McKinley's 2nd on the season, and Ben Duran's 2nd goal as well. Matthew Gleason opened up scoring in the second period with a power play goal, 2 minutes and 26 seconds in on a Brody Waters penalty. Casey Leyland and Ethan Gower, the assists on that one. Ville Monin, about 7 minutes later, 9:58 into the second period, scored his first goal of his second goal of the season, assisted by Brett Foe, who had 2 assists in the day. The next score for the Falcons would come later off a goal from Quinn Emerson. We'll get to that in a second. Lucas Wallen and Cooper Gay back-to-back within a minute of each other. Wallen assisted by Brian O'Neill in 15-13, and then Cooper Gay on the power play, 16-20, off of a beautiful pass by Chase Foley. And that rounded out the scoring in the second period. Quinn Emerson scored in the third period, 3:15 in, his first goal of the season, assisted by Brett Foe, who had 2 assists on the game, is the highest scoring forward for the highest scoring skater for Bowling Green in this game. And then, as I mentioned, Ryan O'Neill scored the final goal of the game, 17:37 into the third of the assist from Ethan Gower, preventing the Falcons from even getting Cole Moore out of the net. It was only 2.5 minutes or so that was left on the clock. No point in pulling Cole Moore when there is a 3-goal game. That'd be a tall order for the Falcons to come all the way back from. On the side of the goalies, Aaron Trotter had a fantastic day, 32 saves, 3 goals allowed for a .914 save percentage, above average for him, because coming into this game he was averaging 2.83 goals allowed on average with an .891 save percentage. So a higher save percentage today, but a little bit more goals allowed. You can accept that when your team scores 6 in your favor. On the other side of Cole Moore, not a lot of defensive help, but still allowed 6 goals in on only 27 saves for an .818 save percentage. The blocking that saved him so much yesterday didn't do a whole lot for him. Only 4 blocks from the Falcons today in the face of Cole Moore, whereas there was 10 for Aaron Trotter on the other side of the ice. So that was a pretty big defensive component of the game that the Falcons weren't able to capitalize on 2 games in a row. The defense for the Falcons just really wasn't there, surely missing the absence of Gustav Stjernberg, who I was assured before the game missed or was scratched as not because of performance and not because of a penalty concerns. So that is all I got about the Stjernberg scratch tonight. So that's a big defensive piece that the Falcons were missing. Maybe not have turned the entire tide of the game, but maybe one of the goals would have been prevented on a defensive breakdown, especially on those power play goals by Cooper Gay, Matt Gleason, and Cooper Gay again. He had 2 goals on the game, and both of them on power plays. On the power play and the penalty kill, BG was 0 for 5 on the power play, and St. Thomas was 3 for 4 on their power plays. The Falcons 1 more face